The Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association presents Ohio County Fair Racing. Ohio County Fair Racing is presented by the Ohio Veterinary Medical Center, Big D Tack and Vet Supply, Dublin Valley Farms, Stable.ca, and Midland Acres. Now let's go trackside for all the action.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Wellston, Ohio, and the Jackson County Fair. I'm Frank Froz, along with Jeremy Moore. Tonight, Chris Santacantarina is on the camera, and we are set to bring you harness racing action on the Ohio County Fair circuit. As we get set tonight, we've got 10 races for you, and Jeremy, you couldn't ask for a better night, could you?
No, not at all. Not hot, but not cool there. A little breeze blowing. Looks like they've got the track not set pretty good. I walked on it going across there a little bit ago, and nice and firm, and it's got that clay to it, so these trotters are really going to like that track.
Well, today we got 60 horses that are in the field today for our 10 races. 37 different trainers have entries. We have 3 2-year-old filly paces, 2 2-year-old filly trots, 2 3-year-old colt paces, and 2 3-year-old colt trots, and we got the war horses. We got the signature series today as well. Always good when we get those horses on the track.
That's going to be interesting to watch. Could the track record be in jeopardy?
Well, the track record here is held by Night Train, and you've got to go back all the way to 2007. Night Train, trained and driven by Justin Hall. 158 is the all-aged pace, the all-age trot record, held by Working It on Broadway. Jason Brewer drove and trained. That was set 2 years ago, 201 and 1. A couple of notes on Night Train. Raced from between the ages of 2 and 5, earned over $105,000. Took a mark of 153 and 2. His best beaten time was 151 and 4 at the Meadowlands back in 2009. So good chance today if the horses are up to it. We're going to track it, maybe have a track record. Again, you take a look at this track. It's that long straightaway that we have. Not much room when you start here. You go right into that first turn, so you've got to make a quick decision what you're going to do, especially if you're on the outside. We score 5, so you've got 6 and 7 are the trailers. And then the track is kind of set down a little bit, only about 3 feet from the road that goes around on the outside. But you've got the long straightaway, no wind really today to worry about at all.
Yeah, then the backside narrows down pretty good. 3 wide, you can do. 4 wide's a little shaky.
You might be up. You might be riding the wheels a little bit on the side.
Yeah, you'd be able to do high fives along the fence there.
Well, they've called the horses out on the track now twice to get this thing going. With 10 races starting here tonight. Post time tonight, 6:30 for that first race. A little behind already, but tomorrow night it's a 6 o'clock post time here. We will have 8 races from the Jackson County Fair here in Wellston. They have 3 barns that they've got horses in on the backstretch. Couple of trainers racing out of their trailers. Was able to walk through the backside today. Got a chance to talk to a number of trainers, and it was funny. I was down by the one barn, and the beautiful big tree. And, a lot of shade. Just, Tim Van Horn was there with his wife sitting under there, Barney Dillon. And, it kind of drew back to what fair racing was really all about. And it gave me an idea for a story for our next magazine. So I went back, took a couple pictures, interviewed them. But you could just see it's relaxed. And you race at the fairs.
Yep.
What is it about the fairs that seems more relaxed?
The one, especially down here in the Southern Valley, I mean, these people are absolutely wonderful. The hospitality they show to everybody, whether you're here year in, year out, or you're making your first trip here into the circuit. it just doesn't seem it's as competitive here. And not that it isn't competitive, but when you go to the raceways and we're going for so much money there, and it's the grind week in, week out. Here, you just kind of get to relax a little bit, have some fun. With Wellston being early, we still got the 2-year-olds that are still learning. So it's always fun to watch them progress throughout the season. Because we got a long season, 3 months. It doesn't seem like a lot, but once it starts, there's a grind to it. I know for you guys coming up, starting next week, I was looking ahead.
Yeah, I know.
But watching them grow, the 2-year-olds grow, and some of the 3-year-olds take a break from Scioto or Northfield and come to.
In talking to the folks on the backstretch, they said it's competitive, but it's like if you don't win and your friend wins, you go over here and congratulate, and you're just as happy for them as you are for yourself if you win.
That's right. It is, because we're all local around here. It's the same group in and out, especially in this circuit here. Not that they turn away outsiders or anything, but yes, we do support each other. Equipment breaks or something, guess what? There's 4 or 5 people right there. When you come off the track, what do you need? What do you need help with? And you can't ask for better people.
Well, we're getting set for that first post-parade. Today our announcer is Doug Ballinger. We've got the Mike Wepkenberg starting gate. We'll be starting the races. And our presiding judge, I believe, is Rod Newhart today. So Todd Brown also upstairs as one of the other judges, our clerk in charter, Rick Gleason. So we got the A-team here.
That's right.
So waiting for that first post-parade of the evening.
Of course, Mr. Newhart is the man in this circuit. So let's send it up to Doug for the parade of the first.
1,484, flanked by Navy Brown Funeral Home. Field is 7 for the first. These are the horses. Number 1, Lost in the Night, the driver David Young, the second. Number 2, 88 Time for Beecham with Brady Clemens. Number 3 is Emerald's Diamond, Tim Deaton, the driver. Number 4, Man's Moon Dancer with Clayton Pfeiffer. Number 5, Miss Dragon, Justin Hall drives. Number 6 is One Breezes Blow with Kristen Myers. Running out the field, number 7, Camilla's on Fire, Alex Hawk in her sulky. Win Play Show, Exacta, Quinella Wagering. Trifecta on the first. Trifecta.
Races 3, 4, 6, and 7. Exacta Quinella on the first. First race has an early double. Second race, second half, the double, the 1. LT by a nose. The driver, David Young, the second. Post time in 3 minutes.
All right, so sorry, we're still working with the audio here a little bit. It seems like all the fairs, we have issues with the announcing. Sometimes they're in the infield, sometimes they're right behind us. So it's always a guessing game of how we can get that going. So let's look at the first here real fast and 1. David Young drives Lost in the Night for trainer Steve Carter. The Lost in Time filly, she's out of the Art Major Mare Lanata Hanover. Brent Hopper, Kentucky. Kyle Gray, Xenia, Ohio. She's got to start this year, finished 3rd over at Wilmington. Paced her mile 2 minutes, 3/5. The 2 is a first-time starter, ATI Time for Beechin. Brady Clemens gets the call for trainer-owner Melvin Byler, Salesville, Ohio. She's bred by the Ohio State ATI. She was a Buckeye Classic yearling purchase for $4,000. The 3, Timmy Deaton gets the call for the second Steve Carter entry here for Emerald Diamond. The 2-year-old Muscle Diamond filly out of the Conway Hall mare, Emerald My Way. Yes, we have a trotting bred pacing filly. Owned by Adam Friedland, Brooklyn, New York. Cass Gallagher, Falling Waters, West Virginia. She's had a start this year. Made a break over at Wilmington and didn't do any good. So let's see if she rebounds from that. The 4, Nan's Moon Dancer, Clayton Pfeiffer in the bike for Rodney Harness. The Wellston filly is owned by Bobby Carter. She's had a start this year at third over at Circleville. Tried to look like a qualifier up at Sido, was doing okay. Kind of made a break top of the stretch there. The 5, Miss Dragon, Justin Hall in the bike. Trains for Larry on September 6th, Greenfield, Ohio. The Fear of the Dragon filly out of the Real Artist mare, Miss Maddie M. She's had 2 starts this year over at Circleville and Wilmington. Finished third over at Wilmington, an improvement over Circleville. Had a qualifying time at 2-1 and 4. Justin in the bike for all 3. She's an Ohio Select $5,000 yearling purchase. The 6, Warm Breezes Glow. Charles Myers trains and co-owns with Randy Stevenson out of Pennsylvania, Dana Phillips out of Pennsylvania. Christian Myers gets the call, first-time starter. The Racing Hill filly was a $23,000 Buckeye Classic purchase. The 7, rounding out the field, Camilla's on Fire. First catch to fire here today. Trainer Ronnie Gillespie, Alex Hawk in the bike. For owner Jamie Binge out of Liberty Township. She's had a start this year. Got the win up at Ottawa, 2-4-1. Last quarter and 31 and some change. So she was a $14,000 yearling purchase from. Nope, she was a purchase. So, all right, horses 1 and 3. Steve Carter trained. They are uncoupled for wagering purposes. We start 5 wide here, like Frank said. 6 and 7 are the trailers.
Right now, the number 3, Emerald Diamond with Tim Deaton in the infield, kind of just trying to stay a little calm as we get ready to go. The starting gate down close to that upper turn to our left. We've got a few bales of hay that we'll contend with, a little bit of equipment, but other than that, a pretty good view of the horses as they go around the track. As we said, this track sets down a little bit from the road. You've got a motocross track over to the right side. You've got the Demolition Derby pit in the middle. This fair runs. Now, there's a lot of activities here that are fair-related, but not officially fair-related for the fair being open, but they call this fair from opening from a 13-day fair from July 7th through July 20th. It makes it one of the longest fairs in the state of Ohio by dates.
Okay, I did not know that.
And then between races, I'm going to run out to the car and get my little note sheet on the fairs, which I left out there. Luckily here, not a lot going on, and we can park right outside the grandstand.
Yes.
Works really well.
Yep. And then now they used to, I don't know if they still do or not, over in the far turn there, they had a go-kart, the oval go-kart track they used to run here. So I don't know. It doesn't look like it's there anymore, but
they do have a new winner's circle that the FFA and the 4-H folks worked on. And it's funny talking to Terry and Dan Bennett, who were very instrumental in working on that winner's circle. They do a lot here on the fairgrounds. They have a food, not a truck, but a stand here, a food stand. Sells an awful lot of bologna sandwiches. And they tried driving in some steaks yesterday to work on the winner's circle, and the ground was so hard, the stakes kept bending, and they were trying everything and just could not get it to where they wanted it to be. But, it looks pretty good over there. Chris, if you can get a shot of the winner's circle, the new winner's circle they got right there. You see it. It's got the 4-H symbol there, the OHHA Southern Valley Colt Circuit and the Signature Series logo, and then the track record set by Night Train back in 2022 is what it says, 201-1. But our records say it was set in 207.
That's where, yeah.
That's okay, I'm looking at the. I looked underneath it. Yep. So I was. Okay, that's what we were waiting for.
Yeah.
One of the horses had to go off the track. Camilla's on Fire went back, and now it looks like they're getting ready to go.
Okay. Right now we got the 4. Nan's Moon Dancer is the 6-5 favorite with Clayton Pfeiffer. Camilla's on Fire. Alex Hawk 2-1, second choice. So got a decent little crowd today, don't we?
You've got a decent little crowd also online watching us, and we thank everybody. Pennsylvania, Florida, Michigan has checked in. we've got Ohio. I had one of the fans here come up to us thanking us for being on. Says her husband's a trainer and can't get to a lot of the fairs and enjoys watching them. As we get set to go, let's send it up to Doug Ballinger.
2-year-old filly pacers, Southern Valley Colt Circuit. $4,484 are all in behind the Mike Wepkenberg starting gate. Here they come. They roll off in pacing. That's Emerald Diamond going right out for the lead. Lost in the night from the inside. Camilla's on fire from the second tier. Racing on the outside. Miss Dragon is fourth. Into the turn. ATI Time for Beechin. Racing on the inside. Then it's Warm Breeze Blow as they race up the backside. Nan's Moon Dancer after that miscue at the start. Trails the field. Down the backside. Going to the opening quarter on top of the field. Emerald Diamond and Tim Deaton lead the way. Right there second. Lost in the Night is second. Racing third. Camilla's on fire. Then it is ATI Time for Beechin. Miss Dragon is next to an opening quarter in 33 3/5. Around the turn to the 3/8 they go. Miss Dragon racing fifth, racing sixth, Warm Blow racing seventh, and trailing the field as they come to the top of the stretch. Camilla's on fire, passing the stands first time, coming to the halfway point with the lead as they pass the stands and race to the half. The leader is Emerald Diamond by a length. Out and on the move at the outside. Alex Hawk on Camilla's on fire. Third, Lost in Time. Fourth, ATI Beach Cruising. Moving to the outside. Miss Dragon is fifth. They're at the half in 58 seconds, and on to the 5/8 they go. Still there with the lead. Emerald Diamond has it by 3 parts of a length. On the outside, Camilla's on fire. Second, racing third, Lost in the Night. Set to come 3 wide. Miss Dragon is fourth. Fifth is ATI Beach Cruising. Racing next, up the backside, Warm Breezes Blow, and trailing the field, Nan's Moon Dancer. They're into the far turn. 3/4 was paced in 1:17 and 3. Around the far turn with the lead. Emerald Diamond has the lead. Camilla's on fire on the outside second. Coming 3 wide. Lost in the Night. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. Lost in the Night on the grandstand side. Camilla's on fire. The inside through the lane. It is Emerald Diamond. Emerald Diamond is almost there. Emerald Diamond from Lost in the Night, and Camilla's on fire. The mile 2:06.
Well, the quarter times I don't think are correct. 33 and 3, 58. That means a 24 and 2 second panel. 3/4 was 1:17. That means they went the third panel in 19 seconds. Yeah. Final time at 2:06. And so that had them coming home basically in about 50 seconds.
Yeah.
We'll go with the 2:06 for the final time for your winner. Emerald Diamond finishing second. Lost in the Night, and Camilla's on fire finishing third.
The Trot and Bred filly gets to win. So, big improvement from the other day at Wilmington.
Yeah, it had trouble at Wilmington, couple of breaks. Always good to see the improvement from, race 1 to race 2. Steve Carter trains Tim Deaton in the bike.
Then stablemate Lost in the Night looked like she got up for second, about 4 or 5 wide up the stretch. And then Alex with Camilla's on fire. She went the big trip. He came at her right before the half and was out rest of the way.
Camilla's fire looked like she was coming by the grandstand. She wanted a hot dog as close as she was. She could have reached out and touched Alex Hawk, and Camilla's on fire.
So I noticed there with Camilla's on fire, they've got these new choke plates that everybody's using, but Ronnie's using the old-fashioned 4-inch PVC pipe.
Hey, sometime old-fashioned works, doesn't it?
100%.
There's Tim Van Horn warming up a horse with his brand new helmet from his grandson. That was a Christmas present last year for the Van Horns.
First Division Southern Valley Colt Circuit for 2-year-old filly Pacers. Number 3, Emerald Diamond. The 2-year-old bay filly by Muscle Diamond out of the Conway Hall mare, Emerald My Way. Owned by Adrian Friedland, Brooklyn, New York. Cass Gallagher of West Virginia. Steve Carter trains. Tim Deaton drives the winner. The mile 2:06. This race sponsored by Mayhew Brown Funeral Home.
So there's your winner. The number 3, Emerald Diamond. Tim Deaton drives for Steve Carter. This is a Muscle Diamond filly out of the Conway Hall mare, Emerald My Way. First win in 2 starts for Emerald Diamond. So can make a nice payoff for that first race. Went off at 13-1.
Steve Carter at the fairs going off in double digits. That's rare. Yeah.
That's one of those I'd love to get here and just sit and look at the program and look at those type of things, but you just, sometimes you don't have time.
No. We're looking at here. Timmy Van Horn's got all the yellow on. Chucky Boland's warm run up for Brian Haynes. All the orange. Mike Lowe's got orange out there.
For Beechin 5. The 3, Emerald Diamond, the winner. Number 4, Nan's Moon Dancer, 6. Number 5, Miss Dragon, 4. 6, Warm Breezes Blow, 7. Number 7, Camilla's On Fire, 3. The mile 2:06. 31-4 for the quarter. The half 104, 3/4 1:35. 251, 647, 3 on the bottom. The winner returns 29.80, 680, and 380.
Well, those quarter times were nowhere near what Doug announced when the race was going on. So the first race is in the books. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we will have our second race, the first of 2 divisions for 2-year-old filly trotters, when we return to Wellston, Ohio.
The first Jackson County Fair took place in 1847 in the city of Jackson, Ohio. The County Agricultural Society, which had been organized earlier that year, spent just $100 to put on the event. After 3 years, the Jackson County Agricultural Society disbanded, and the fair went with it. By the turn of the century, the Jackson County Fair was reestablished. Farmers displayed their livestock and produce, while craftsmen exhibited their leatherwork, carpentry, and machinery. Ladies showed off their baking and canning skills, but the biggest attraction was found on the racetrack. Horse racing provided the main source of revenue for the early Jackson County fairs. As the fair grew, the County Commissioners and Agricultural Society purchased its present location in Wellston. Once known as the Driving Park Racetrack, the grounds hosted both car and harness racing. The Jackson County Fair took over the property after the park's closing. In time, the fair would utilize that track to become one of the first fairs to introduce motocross racing as an event. Today, the Jackson County Fair is a member of the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. They host 2 nights of live-action harness racing.
They're often racing in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. Catch the excitement of Ohio harness racing at one of the county fairs in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. For over 150 years, people have gathered at county fairs to cheer on their favorite racehorses. Keep the tradition alive. Visit one of the 10 fairs in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit this summer. Horses, racing, and winning. It's the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. 10 great fairs in southeastern Ohio. When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigDWeb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Welcome back to the Jackson County Fair in Wellston, Ohio. I'm Frank Froz, along with Jeremy Moore, Chris Santacantarino, working the camera today. Glad to have everybody along. We think we've got everything worked out technical-wise. Still a little audio issue with the announcer, Doug Ballinger, but we're working on this as it goes on. The Jackson County Fair Country Days and 4-H Ways started on Sunday, July 7th, and runs through. They had a skill-a-thon and a carcass contest live show. Started that back on Sunday. It goes to Saturday, July 20th. Harness racing today and tomorrow. And then you take a look at some of the other days. Sunday, free admission. So if you're in the area, stop by and take in the greased pig contest. Always good. Monday, they have admission, but free admission for veterans and senior citizens and kids under 12. They have dirt drags going on. Tuesday night, truck and tractor pulls. Wednesday, autocross. Thursday, the Diamond J Rodeo and the Red Brush Band will play. Friday, Fast Tracks Motocross, and then it's the Brett Jenkins Memorial Demolition Derby on July 20th. And then also, maybe you can come on down here with your new granddaughter, and they've got the baby contest. Bring her down. Enter her in that.
Hey, her grandmother lives down here, so
there you go.
I'll let the other grandmother take care of it.
So first race is in the books. Next up, we have the 2-year-old filly trotters. And Jeremy, when you have trotters, anything can happen. And they say when you have filly trotters, really anything can happen.
That's why most of us are bald.
Now you're in tomorrow night here. What are you racing tomorrow night here?
I've got a 2-year-old trotting colt in here. He's over Wilmington. He was okay. He got tired. Never seen fractions like that before. He's been a mystery all winter long. Got a couple things going on. We've thought we've had it worked out, and then it pops right back up. And a lot of it is 2-year-old just being immature and
trying to figure out what they're supposed to be doing out there.
It'll click with him here sometime. So, but yeah, one division tomorrow. Yeah, 6 of us going for over 11,000. So I'm hoping he's right for that.
Well, you know, it's funny. Rosie Weaver, when we talked to her in Freshman Focus and talked about 2-year-old trotter, she said sometimes it's better at this point to have a well-mannered trotter than a fast one.
Yes.
You know, because if you can stay flat, you can get around the track while others are having their issues.
Yep, and then that's the thing. The only bad thing about him, when he does run, he runs. It takes a while to get him back trotting. And even if you do run, if you catch back pretty quick, you're still back in it. Chucky Boland's got a trotter in. He ran first turn at Wilmington and was right back in it well before the half. So I'm in with him, or a little barn mate there. And friendly competition between Chucky and I. And I told Chucky I would be nice to him on air tonight. I was on him pretty hard at Monday.
Oh.
But he's got 2 drives tonight. And I just may be a little, how do you want to say it? Nitpicky with him.
Oh, see, and that's what we were talking about, that camaraderie on the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. You know, you can get away with a little of that down here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Nobody's feelings gets hurt. And so I worked with Tim Langer Tuesday at Wilmington, and I was pretty good because Monday I was on my wife pretty good. She was doing the pictures there at Wilmington, so I was on her, and I was. So Tuesday I kind of backed off a little bit, and I even said something about backing off. And he said, "Boy, if you backed off, I really hate to see you last night." I said, "Well, I just worked the weekend, some 16-hour shifts, on about 3 hours of sleep, and raced a horse. And I was a little grumpy that night. But Susan dealt with me very well."
So waiting for the post parade. Looks like we're about ready to go. Looks like they're all out now. They're just trying to form up. We will have in this race just 4 will go behind the gate. So here they come. Let's send it up to Doug Ballinger.
Brady Clemens, David Young take him back by the 8th pole. Get in order. Final horse coming to the track.
So they started to post parade, and then they decided to change it up because one of the horses was not out yet. Baked Spaghetti with Alex Haas. Hawk is now out there. Now let's send it up to Doug Ballinger.
This division for $5,795. Sponsored by Gas and Stuff. David Young the second will drive the one. LT by a nose. These are the horses. Number one is LT by a nose. The driver David Young the second.
Number 2, Jailhouse Pearl with Brady Clemens. Number 3 is Baked Spaghetti, Alex Hawk drives. Number 4, JB Flex, Roy Burns in her sulky. Horse will take one score and go to the gate. Win place, Perfecta, Quinella wagering on the second. Wager early, don't be shut out.
So there you go. There's your field for the second. Let's tell you a little bit more about these horses. The number 1 is LT by a nose. David Young, the second, picks up the drive for Steve Carter, who will try to go 1-1 in the first 2 races. This is a long tom out of the Valley Victor Mare Smith Hall, owned by Jay Mossbarger and Steve Carter. This horse was bred at Midland Acres. 2 starts this year. Finished 3rd last time out at Wilmington. Does have a win in a qualifier at Scioto Downs, trotting in 2:03 at Scioto for that qualifier. Was a $28,000 purchase at the Ohio Select Sale.
The 2 is Jailhouse Pearl. Brady Clemens in the bike for trainer Eric Nesselrod. And owner Casey Clemens, Malta, Ohio. She's a long tom filly out of the Jailhouse, Jesse Mayer Jailhouse Broad. No starts this year. Did have a qualifier up at Scioto. 2-4-2 last quarter and 29-2. She is a homebred for Casey.
The number 3 is Baked Spaghetti. Alex Hawk drives for Earl Owings. This is a bit of a legend, and out of the Some Beach, Some Waremere homemade pasta, so you know where the name came from. Making her first career start. Another one bred at Midland Acres.
And the 4 is JB Flex. Roy Burns drives, trains, and cones with Joan Burns out of Milford Center. Flex the Muscle filly out of the John Bromare Touch of Bling. Had 1 start over at Wilmington. Made a break behind the gate there. She's a homebred for Roy and Joan.
And Roy is in the bike driving. You know, usually you might see his daughter Casey in the bike, but Casey is pregnant again, expecting her second child, and Dad said, nope, I'll do the driving. You just take it easy. So he's back in the bike driving. Roy told me, though, he does like to get behind the horses early in the year to see what's going on and then kind of hand them off to Casey. But this year, he says Casey will not be driving.
Yep. Well, congratulations to her. So I was looking here. First race, we had a trotting bed pacer. This race, we have a pacing bred trotter with 3 Baked Spaghetti, a bit of legend filly. And I went back there and asked Earl about her. He said she wouldn't pace at all. Would not hit a pace. He said, so she liked to trot, so I just shot her like a trotter and rigged her. He said her head goes like a trotter, like it should. I did notice when he went by there, he's got a tie down and a brain cord on, so if I remember right, the bit of legends are a little cantankerous. I think I've heard some people saying so. Through that and being a filly, and so even though she's pacing bred, she's a trotting filly now. So,
you know, it's always interesting when you do see those that cross over to the other gate might be bred as a trotter or, end up being bred to a pacing stallion, and sometimes you get great success that way. Doc's Boo Boo, out of the Jeff Nysonger barn, Mark Winters teaming up on that one.
Yep. And then before her was the Doc's Mistake back in the 90s. A Noble and Sam trotting filly, I think. So notice how they always put it's Doc's.
It's always the Doc's.
Yeah. Don't know which Doc, but Doc is always the one they're blaming.
So the starting gate is starting to roll. Our field of 4 working behind the Mike Wepkenberg starting gate from the rail out. LT by a nose, David Young the second, Jailhouse Pearl and Brady Clemens, Baked Spaghetti and Alex Hawk, JP Flex and Roy Burns. Let's send it up to Doug Ballinger.
All in behind Mike Wepkenberg starting gate. Here they come. Off stride before the start to 3, Baked Spaghetti, the rump, then trotting Jailhouse Pearl going right out for the lead. Coming out in second, LT by a nose, racing third into the turn. That is JB Flex and Baked Spaghetti. After that miscue at the start, trails the field. They're at the opening 8th, and off stride is LT by a nose, all alone on the front end. Jailhouse Pearl, Brady Clemens, JB Flex races second, LT by a nose third. Baked Spaghetti racing fourth, up the backside to the opening quarter. Jailhouse Pearl, the 2-year-old Bay Filly by Long Tom, shows the way by about 7 to 8 lengths. Racing second, JB Flex. LT by a nose third. Baked Spaghetti trails the field. Past the opening quarter in even 35 seconds. Round the turn to the 3/8 they trot. And off stride goes the leader, Jailhouse Pearl. Moving through, JB Flex on the outside. LT by a nose, Jailhouse Pearl third. Baked Spaghetti's the traitor fourth. Passing the stands for the first time, coming on over to the halfway point. Up on the outside, David Young the second, and LT by a nose have grabbed the lead. JB Flex is second, third, Jailhouse Pearl. Fourth and last is Baked Spaghetti. They trot past the half. They're halfway home in 1:10 and 2/5, and on to the 5/8 they go. The leader, LT by a nose by 6. JB Flex is next. Racing third, Jailhouse Pearl and Baked Spaghetti can see them all. Down the backside they trot. LT by a nose up on the outside. Jailhouse Pearl is second. JB Flex third. Baked Spaghetti is fourth. They're into the far turn. They're by 3/4, and LT by a nose has them by 10. Jailhouse Pearl is next. JB Flex third. Baked Spaghetti trails 3/4, 1:43. Around the far turn, it is LT by a nose by a good dozen. On the outside, Jailhouse Pearl. JB Flex moves through now second. Baked Spaghetti. Down the stretch they trot, and off stride the leader, LT by a nose. LT by a nose. JB Flex. On the outside, Jailhouse Pearl coming to the line. LT by a nose. Jailhouse Pearl and JB Flex. The mile 2:18.
2:18 for the mile. The winner was number 1, LT by a nose, second, Jailhouse Pearl, 3, JB Flex, 4, Baked Spaghetti, but we will have an inquiry on the leader, and it's going to be interesting. He was up by an awful lot, able to get back on the trot pretty much right away.
Yeah, always got to take a look, talk about it up there. I watched Brady's trot and filly. Of course, he got out to the lead, made a break in the far turn. When they came back around, there's something she's shying away from because he was about 3 or 4 wide, and the filly's head was cocked to the left, so she saw something over there that she didn't like.
Well, and that's what happens at some of these fairs. For like that horse. One time at Scioto Downs, you don't have a lot of these things out there. Here you got people working on the rides, trying to get the rides ready to go. You've got different, pieces of equipment in the in the infield. I mean, I'm always surprised at Urbana. That first turn, those rides are right there, and at night the lights are flashing, they're bright. It's a spinning thing. It's just so much going on, and doesn't seem to bother a lot of them. But
No.
coming around to the winner's circle right now is the number 1 LT by a nose. David Young driving. Steve Carter possibly picking up his second win, but we'll have to wait for the official word. And he's going to the winner's circle at Hughes Visit.
Second race, first division, 2-year-old Philly Trot for $5,795. Southern Valley Colt Circuit race, number 1, LT by a nose. The 2-year-old Bay Philly Long Tom out of the Valley Victor Mare Smith Hall. Is owned by J. Mossbarger of Washington Courthouse, Ohio. Steve Carter of Londonderry, Ohio. Bred by Midland Acres. Steve Carter trains. David Young II in the sulky, the mile 2:18. This race sponsored by Gas and Stuff. The winner returns $480 and $380. Exact to $9.20. $2.60. Early double.
So there's the winner's circle picture. And there Steve Carter picks up his second win of the day, both ends of the daily double. He gets the 2 training wins. David Young gets the win for LT by a nose. Third start, picks up first win. Raise the earnings by a boatload. And there's $754 coming into this, and that will take a big jump.
Yep. Put her over $3,000 for the year. That'll help cut into that $28,000 yearling purchase.
There it is. So there goes your winner. The number 1 LT by a nose, David Young II. He's a long time out of the Valley Victor Mare Smith Hall, owned by J. Mossbarger of Washington Courthouse, Ohio, and Stephen Carter of Londonderry, Ohio, bred at Midland Acres. So 2 are in the books. We've got 10 for you tonight from the Jackson County Fair in Wellston on just a beautiful night here in southern Ohio. One big white puffy cloud. Other than that, just clear skies. Temperature has gone down a little bit. You know, a nice little breeze blowing now. The track's in great shape, and we've got a great crowd here in our grandstands. If you're ever at one of these county fairs, make sure you stop up by our broadcast location and pick up your Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association Racing Passport. We'll give you a sticker, and then at the end of the year, send it in or drop it off at the last fair you attend, and you'll be eligible for some great prizes that we will be giving away at the end of the year with the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association Fair Passport. So with that, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we will have our third race of the evening, and that will be the first of 2 divisions for 3-year-old Colt and Gelding Pacers when we return to the Jackson County Fair.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year. Our expert team of boarded surgeons, sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sport horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661. Volstead, Coach K. Hanover, Slay, Ohio's top trotters stand at Dublin Valley Farms. Volstead's offspring include Sugar Instead, the 2023 Ohio 2-year-old Trotting Filly of the Year, and 2024 Ohio Sire Stakes winner Jurassic Hattie. Coach K. Hanover, the son of world record holder Walner, and Slay, the son of Chapter 7, standing his first season at Dublin Valley Farms.
The future is bright in Ohio. Ohio Sire Stakes, Buckeye Stallion Series, 66 county and independent fairs. Whether it's the Ohio Sire Stakes, the Buckeye Stallion Series, or the County Fairs, Ohio has a place for your racehorse. This year, Ohio breds are racing for nearly $23 million in stakes purses. Be part of the winning. Breed, buy, race, win in Ohio.
Welcome back to the Jackson County Fair. You know where we are.
Yep.
Jeremy, take it over
got you.
for a
Yep.
second. All right.
Frank advertised about the passport thing, and then we just had a couple people come up here and get their stickers. So third race coming up, we got the first division, 3-year-old colt in gelding pace, purse of $6,133. Trophy sponsored by the Jackson County Browns backers. So we got the one is Fear of the Creek. Brady Clemens is going to drive for trainer-owner John Hushtetler out of Dover, Ohio. Fear the Dragon Gelding out of the Tell-All mare Pinot Grigio. He's had 11 starts this year, 1 win, 3 seconds, and a third. Closing in on $11,000. Took a mark of 58-2 up at Northfield last month. Looks like he's had a couple fair starts. Marion did not see a pylon. Then over at Circleville, didn't finish very well over there either, but in between had a good effort at Northfield in the slop of 58-3, finished second. So lifetime earnings of $27,000, 4 wins out of 29 starts. The 2, we're looking at Bronx Drifter. David Young in the bike for trainer Steve Carter. Yankee Cruiser Gelding out of the Dragon Again mare Pascal's Wager. He's owned by Peggy Carter, Londonderry, Ohio, and Sheila Hummel of Cincinnati, Ohio. 9 starts this year, 2 wins, 2 seconds, $16,600 plus. Took a mark at 53-2 at Miami Valley, coming off a woman over Wilmington at 57-3. Wilmington was a fast track there those 2 days. Even after the rain on the second day there, they was still flying pretty good. I just had a qualifier before that, and then was at Miami Valley for a few starts, and looked like Steve gave him a couple months off to bring him back for the fair season.
The number 3 is Hard for One Guy. Alex Hawks drives for Jeff Kirkbride. This is a Fear the Dragon out of the Royal Majesty mare, or Gracie's Parade. David Nolan of Gallipolis owns. This was bred by Wayne Weaver. 4 starts this year. Finished 3rd. That came at the Meadows. Does have a qualifying win back at the Meadows in early May. Paced in 1:58-4. Last year, though, successful. 14 starts, hit the board 10 times, 3 wins, 5 seconds, and 2 thirds.
The 4, Derek Wadaker drives and trains Big Risk Sonny. The Big Risk Gelding out of the Liz Mara mare, Canback Jewel. Owned by Diane Baker in McConnellsville, Ohio. He's had 4 starts this year with a win over at Circleville. Last start at 59-4 with Derek in the bike. Lightly raced as a 2-year-old. Let's see here. Buckeye Classic sale purchase for $3,500 from breeder Andy Burkholder. So that did have a 55 up at Scioto Downs. Last quarter 27-3 here back late May.
The number 5 is Colton's Charm. Christian Myers drives for Gerald Lee. This is a Nob Hill High out of the Real Artist mare Judy's Primetime. A homebred for Gerald Lee, who also is the owner. 15 starts this year, 1 win, 2 seconds, and 3 thirds. Earnings just under $15,000. Did have a win at the Meadows in 1:56-2. Lifetime earnings over $22,000 last time out at the Meadows. Finished 7th, 4 1/4 lengths back in 1:53-4. Final quarter 27-4. So really has some speed at the end. Also shows another final quarter of 27-3 also at the Meadows.
The 6th Little Legend, Mark St. Louis on the bike for trainer-owner Stacy Curry. Bit of Legend gelding out of the Badlands Hanover mare Island View. Did not race as a 2-year-old, has 8 starts this year with 1 win down at Miami Valley. Mark at 56-1. Looks like that was taken January, February. Been pacing 58 pretty consistently over there at Miami Valley. Took a break, and now is a second-time LASIK starter for the Stacy Curry barn.
The number 7 is Western Lover. Brady Clemens picks up the drive for Robert Krenitsky Jr. This is a Western Terror out of Forever Lover by Stand Forever, owned by Julie Krenitsky, and it was bred by Barbara Krenitsky and Robert Krenitsky. 3 starts this year, did not race as a 2-year-old, has not hit the board yet. Finished 9th last time out in 2 minutes. As we get set for the post parade, let's send it to Doug Ballinger.
Pace. Total purse $12,266. This division for $6,133. A field is 7. Here's the field. Number 1, Fear of the Creek. John Hochstetler drives. Number 2 is Bronx Drifter. The driver, David Young, the 2nd. Alex Hawk drives the 3, Hard Fungi. Number 4, Big Risk Sunny with Derek Wadiker. Kristen Myers, the 5, Colton's Charm. Number 6, Little Legend with Mark St. Louis Jr. And number 7, Western Lover, Brady Clemens in the sulky. Win, play, show. Perfecta, Quinella, Trifecta Wagering on the 3rd. John Hochstetler drives the 1. Brady Clemens the 7. 3 minutes to post time.
So that we do have one driver change that TBA in the first. John Hochstetler is driving. I don't know if you had that or not, Jeremy.
No, I did not.
So John Hochstetler, the trader and owner, will drive number 1, Fear of the Creek. 2 of these horses, Little Legend, Western Lover, did not race as 2-year-olds, but back here in their 3-year-old years, hitting the track. Big Risk Sunny, the number 4, a couple of breaks on his lines, as well as Hard One Guy, and also Little Legend.
Out of the 7 here, I was looking, we're in southern Ohio. 4 out of these horses come from either Northfield or the Meadows. So they're starting to venture way down here in the Southern Valley.
Well, when you can go for 6,000, you know, a lot of trainers, a lot of owners are looking at that money because, you know, you take a look early in the season, we've got a lot of these 2-year-olds are still finding themselves. Trainers are racing them. A lot of these races are splitting. You've got 4 or 5 divisions sometimes. They might only go for about $2,500. And, you know, some of these down here in the Southern Valley, you know, this being the first Southern Valley Colt Circuit Fair of the year, you know, just splitting into 2 divisions and getting, you know, $5,000-$6,000 purses.
Yeah. Like we had talked about at Wilmington, there's so many horses at the fairs this year. When Wilmington had, you know, 17 races. But it seems like they're overwhelmed by pacers. Look at the 2-year-old trotters this year. Here we got 4 and 4 today. Tomorrow we got 1 division with 6 in it. So it's, yeah, a lot of pacers. But like I said, the Southern Valley here, you don't run into as many horses, especially at Rock Springs.
The Rock.
The Rock.
Yeah, if you've never been there, you have to go once just to see The Rock, and you got to see the grandstand. Why? It may be the best grandstand in Ohio harness racing. Just the way it curves around that first turn, it's well down. I mean, it's almost like the grandstand starts at the finish line, and then it goes around the curve.
Yep. And you talk about this sitting down a little bit into the below everything. Rock Springs sits down a whole lot below everything.
And, you know, if you come out of that upper turn, you know, you're facing a sheer rock wall because it's been cut away from there.
Yep.
Meigs County, Ohio.
Anybody want to know, just ask Scott Cisco about it. because I took him down a few years ago, drive Dad's trotter. He made a mistake. He watched your guys' live stream on Wednesday. Called me Wednesday night. What did you get me into? I said, you made a mistake. You watched the videos. And I said, now you're going to fret about it all night. And he was in the first race, so he didn't get to see how the gate kind of, what was going on. And so, yeah, it was an experience for him.
Yeah, because like we said, that it is a really short run up into that first turn at Rock Springs. I mean, you've got to make your decision almost before the wings open what you're going to do.
Yeah.
If you're going to be on the inside, try to get away as quickly as you can. If you're on the outside, if you can time the gate, okay, but if not, you better be ready to check back down and be ready to make the turn and make up your ground as you're heading up the backstretch.
Yeah. But back here at Wellston, we're looking at the 2 Bronx Drifter as the 6-5 favorite. Second choice, Little Legend, Mark St. Louis, 5-2.
Had a chance to talk to Derek Wadaker before the races today. He's kind of very busy running the family business now. Says he really doesn't have a lot of time to train anymore. He might get over in the morning, jog the horses, but then he leaves and lets his caretakers, put them back into the stalls, get them fed, and get them ready to go. And he said between work, this, and family stuff, it's just like there's no time. And I said, but you know what? Somehow it all gets done. He says, well, it may not all get done. I said, but you get the things you got to get done.
Yes.
So we are set to go. The starting gate is in motion from the rail out. Fear of the Creek and John Hochstetler, Bronx Drifter and David Young II, Heart of One Guy, Alex Hawk, Big Wrist Sonny, Derek Wadaker, Colton's Charm, Christian Myers, Little Legend, Mark St. Louis Jr., and Western Lover, Brady Clemens. Will start from the second tier along with Little Legend. Here they come. Let's send it up to Doug Ballinger.
Big rough and pacing, that's Fear of the Creek out for the lead. Hard-Fun Guy between horses racing on the outside. 3 wide as he races around the turn. Colton's Charm going on over to the opening 8th on the inside. Little Legend comes out in 4th. Bronx Drifter is next. Up the backside, Western Lover and trailing the field. Big Rick Sonny down the backside going to the opening quarter. Up on the outside, Christian Myers and Colton's Charm to the front end. Fear of the Creek will get the 2-hole trip. Hard-Fun Guy 3rd, 4th Little Legend into the turn, moving to the outside. That's Bronx Drifter in 5th, racing 6th. As they race around the turn, that is Western Lover, 29-3 for the opening panel. Big Grizz Sonny trails the field front to back. 10 lengths will separate him. Passing the stand for the first time, coming on over to the halfway point. On top of the field as they come on over to the half. The leader at the halfway point is Kristen's Charm. Racing second, Hard-Fun Guy. In the cover flow, Bronx Drifter 3rd, buried 4th, Fear of the Creek. Halfway home in a minute and 2/5. Little Legend on the inside. Racing next is Western Lover, and moving to the outside and trailing the field 7th. Bronx Drifter. Down the backside of the 3/4 they go. Colton's Charm has the lead, and he has it by a length. Hard-Fun Guy's coming at him on the outside 2nd. 3 wide on the outside. Bronx Drifter moving up on the leaders. Fear of the Creek. Tarring on the inside 4th. Moving to the outside. Little Legend. 3/4, 131. Around the far turn, the leader is Colton's Charm by 3 parts of a length on the inside. Hard-Fun Guy to the outside. Bronx Drifter, they're at the top of the stretch. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. Big Risk Cruisers on the grandstand side, closing with every stride. To the lane they come. It's Colton's Charm on the outside, coming to the line. Bronx Drifter, and Colton's Charm hit the line together. The mile 2:01 3/5.
You're on the line, Jeremy. I couldn't tell.
I think David got him on the outside.
Because Jeremy is almost right on the low, maybe about 10 feet to the past it, but I'm well past it, and I couldn't tell. It looked pretty darn close from where I was.
To Chris, what? No.
But so you're giving Steve Carter
I'm giving Steve the triple.
the triple right off the bat.
Yeah.
You know what they say? You can't win them all unless you win the first 3.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see.
Well, Steve got in like 8 today or something like that.
I think he's got 6 is what he's got today. Let's see.
He's got
8.
Yeah.
No, it's Earl Owings who's got 5. I knew
Yeah.
somebody had like 5 or 6. So, yeah, Steve's got 8 in there.
We'll
So we
see.
can't win them all today then.
No, they cannot. He had 2 in the first, so means he can only win 7.
Yeah, but already a pretty good day for Steve Carter. We'll have to wait to see what the judges say. And 5, I think he said 5-2-4 is what he said.
Oh, did he?
2-5, Chris said. So, yep, 2-5. It looks like it will be Bronx Drifter and David Young the second. Colton's Charm finishing second. And then it was, I think, Big Wrist Sonny got up for third, who was well back heading up the heading up the back stretch and able to get there. So here comes the number 2 to the winner's circle. Let's send it up to Doug Ballinger.
Here's the 2, Bronx Drifter. The 3-year-old Bago the son of Yankee Cruiser. Out the Dragon again, Mayor Pascal's Wager.
Home by Peggy Carter, Londonderry. Sheila Hummel of Cincinnati. Steve Carter trains David Young the second in the soggy for David Young, his second winner on the card. This race sponsored by Jackson County Browns backers. Results are official. Number 1, Fear of the Creek, 7. Number 2, Bronx Drifter, the winner. 3, Hard Phone Guy, 4. Number 4, Big Wrist Sonny, 3. Number 5, Colton's Charm, 2. 6, Little Legend, 5. Number 7, Western Lever, 6. The mile, 2:01, 3/5. Fractions of 29 and 3. 1 minute, 2/5 and 1:31. 7:14, 3:25, 6 on the bottom. Fourth race.
So there you have it. Now, I do have a question regarding the sponsor of that last race. That was the Jackson County Browns backers. I thought we're in Bengals country down here. In fact, that Joe Burrow's from Athens, which isn't too far.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm some Bengal fans sitting in this grandstand today, and I'm sure there's some of them because we've got a pretty good crowd here tonight, I wouldn't be too happy about that.
No, that's I didn't realize that the sponsor there, but I can see reason. Yes. We might have to get to the bottom of that for tomorrow.
There you go. So 3 are in the books. 3 Steve Carter trainees coming home with the 3 victories in the races to start with. We'll take a break, and when we come back, it'll be the first of 2 division for 3-year-old Colton Gelding Trotters, going for $5,983 when we return to the Jackson County Fair in Wellston.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Long Tom, Summa Cum Laude, Ready for Moni, and Bit of a Legend. See our yearlings at the Blooded Horse Sale August 27th and the Ohio Select Sale September 15th.
Welcome back to the Jackson County Fair in Wellston, Ohio, as we get set for our 4th race of the day, and that will be the 3-year-old Colton Gelding Trotters, going for $5,983. 7 to go behind the gate, 5 on gate, 2 will start from the second tier. Let's take a look at the field. The number 1 is So Vibrant. Derek Wadaker picks up the drive for David Miller. This is a gelding by Long Tom out of the Cadabra mare Sam's Arsenal. David Miller owns. It was bred by Stephen Miller. 8 starts this year, a second and a third, $4,774 in earnings.
So the 2 is MJ's Major Tom. Brady Clemens in the bike for trainer owner Doyle Bross. The Long Tom Gelding out of the Victory Sam mare MJ's Victory Wish. It's a $10,000 Buckeye Classic purchase. 6 starts this year, has a second. Took a qualifying mark at 59-3 at Scioto Downs. 9 starts last year. So a lightly raced 3-year-old Long Tom Gelding. Had a couple breaks here last couple starts, so we need to make some improvement today here.
The number 3 is Block Island Sound. Sean Barker II picks up the drive for trainer Mike Sowers. This Long Tom is out of the Conway Hall mare Montauk Point. Mike Sowers owns. This year, 3 starts, a second place finish. That was last time out at Wilmington, trotting in 2:03-4. Had some troubles with a couple of breaks, some broken equipment, looking the rest of the way back on the card this year, so maybe now just settling down. Last win was back on September 9th at McConnellsville last year, won 3 of 13 last year, earned over $23,000.
The 4, Timmy Deaton, is on Cousin Van for trainer and co-owner Tammy Hartman. Tarleton, Ohio. Karen Sue Zapata, Pine Grove, Kentucky, co-owns the Uncle Peter Gelding out of the Donrail May. Okay, 5 hours of sleep today.
Oh, that's okay. That's more than usual.
That's more than usual, yes. Contender Hanover is the dam. 9 starts this year, 2 wins, a third. $10,400. Took a mark at 57-4 at Scioto back on June 25th. Week before that, won over at Circleville in 2-5. Last start over at Wilmington there. The mile there went 57-4. He finished third and 59-4.
The number 5 is Get the Caviar. Alex Hawk drives for Charles Vigeron. Triumphant Caviar out of the Ambro Laser Mare Plumoa. Cheryl Vigeron owns and bred. This 4 starts this year, 1 win, earnings of $2,674. Lifetime 2 wins in 19 starts. Last time out, a winner at Wilmington, trotting in 2:03-3. Alex Hawk was in the bike for that win.
Starting from the second tier, Roy Burns. Here's Johnny Cash. Roy trains and co-owns with his daughter, Casey Kelly. Long Tom Gelding out of the Don't You Forget It mare, Crystal Clear Cash. Was a homebred for them. 5 starts this year with a third, a little over $2,000. Raced over at Wilmington also, finished third, 2-1-4.
The number 7, who we don't have a driver for yet, is Tommy out of the mare Katie by Master Levesque. It's a Long Tom Gelding. Mary Dawson owns and trains. 7 starts, still looking for the first win of the year. Does have a 3rd place finish. That came back at Scioto Downs on June 11th. Last time out, trotted in 2:03-3 at Wilmington, finished 4th. Did race in the Buckeye Stallion Series on the 4th of July, finished 7th at Scioto Downs. So that is our field of 7. We're still waiting for a driver for the number 7, Tommy. One of the nice things about County Fair Racing and Mike Wepkenberg and his starting gate and his starters is that fans get the opportunity to go for a ride in the gate. And Terry Bennett, a big follower of harness racing down on the Southern Valley Circuit, instrumental, as we said earlier, on the winner's circle, putting that together with her husband Dan, is in the starting gate right now. So when she's done, we're going to have to try to get Terry over here to see what she thought of her experience in the starting gate.
Yep. Yeah, and I think more starters are doing that now also around the country.
It gives it's such a different perspective for the fans. I know I took a couple of my friends over to Dayton when Mike was starting over there, and they both got out of the car just in amazement seeing it, because I mean the horses look like they're flying, the speed that you can have. And then I happened to be up at Cleveland with another buddy of mine, and got him into the starting gate at Northfield. And he got out, and you would have thought his eyes were silver dollars. I mean, he was just like, "Oh my gosh, that was one of the greatest things I've ever done." So if you're ever at a county fair and get the chance, see about that. And that's one of the things. We try to encourage people to come out to the fairs. There's a lot of different opportunities. You get to go on the back stretch. I mean, here you could walk the back stretch, go into the barn, see the horses, talk to the trainers, talk to the drivers, go and meet the horses if you want. It's a great experience, and that's what makes fair racing a lot of fun.
Yeah, most people are very accommodating. Say, "Yep, come on, what questions do you have?" Now, if you get somebody like the Cleggs that's got 10 in one day, they will definitely take their time and talk to you, but just know they may cut you a little short. But
right, you're not going to you may not get the full experience, but Betty and Nick are great ambassadors of the sport, and but you can go out on the backstretch, and all the trainers are just willing to talk to you, tell you about the horses, and you can ask a lot of questions. And one of the things that's interesting too is all the different equipment you can go back there and look at. No two horses are rigged the same. I mean, there's always some little thing, and trainers are always trying to find that magic bullet to see what they can get that's going to help them.
Oh, 100%. Especially go back to the 2-year-old trotters. You're constantly changing something to get them.
When you're doing that, is that after they race, or is that after a training session, or do you wake up one morning and go, "Hey, I'm going to try this"?
Yes. Short answer, yes. A lot of it is the training and the jogging every day, especially your training miles. And one big key is you got to have somebody to train with your 2-year-olds, train them down with. Because if they train by themselves the whole time, they still don't know what they're doing. Then you throw them in a race, and you expect them to race. No, I know their fairgrounds, courthouse fairgrounds, we're really good about working with everybody. Mark Winters, John Ackley, Ty Van Roden, Bucky Trout. We all try to work our 2-year-olds together because of the importance of that. And then, I'll look over and I'll look at Bucky. I'm like, "Hey, what does the head look like?" He'll tell you. He needs to tie down, take it up, let it out. So we all help each other. But, yes, you're always constantly trying to change something, especially on the 2-year-olds.
I kind of laugh when you're in the jog cart. You really have only one view.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see some of the other things that are happening.
Yep.
So as we get ready to go, the horses are getting ready to parade.
Looks like Tommy Dawson on the 7. Tommy.
They are ready to go. Let's send it up to Doug Ballinger for the post parade.
Parker the second drives the 3. Tommy Dawson drives the 7. And these are the horses. Number 1 is So Vibrant, the driver Derek Wadiker. Number 2, MJ's Major Tom, driven by Brady Clemens. Sean Barker the second to 3, Block Island Sound. Number 4, Cousin Van with Tim Deaton. 5, Get the Caviar, Alex Hawk drives. Roy Burns driving the 6. Here's Johnny Cash. And number 7, Tommy Dawson in the sulky. Win, play, show. Perfecta, trifecta, Quinella wagering. They're going to the gate in 3 minutes. Wager early. Don't be shut out.
We want to thank everybody who's watching today along with Facebook, and we've got people from all over the states and North America. We've got them in Ontario, Canada. We've got them in New Jersey. We've got North Carolina. We got New Hampshire. We got South Carolina. So people are watching from all over the country to see great Ohio Fair harness racing, and we thank all of you for joining us. And Jeremy, you got an invitation to stop by at Delaware to Frank Bright's campsite. He'll be there right behind the cabin. So he said, he said stop by. Now Jeremy might be available to stop by Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Jeremy cannot stop by Monday, just so make sure you know that. Jeremy will be in Ashland doing the double card that day.
Yep. I was like, come on, Frank, I'll be there Monday. But nope, I've already been told.
Just in case, Doug Ballinger will not be at Delaware that day as well. He will be announcing at Ashland that day. Doug usually helps us on our broadcast as well. So he's like, they called me. I said, go do what you got to do.
Exactly.
So, yep.
I like doing Ashland. Tom Pye and I, usually my wife goes, and yeah, we have a good day that day.
The hardest part of that day is our equipment exchange that we end up having to do at some point.
Yeah. But no, Frank, I drove a horse for Frank back when I started driving. We won a qualifier with him, and he was so ecstatic about winning that qualifier. And unfortunately, the horse didn't pan out like they wanted him to. And I can't think of the Doc's Karma, I think. No, I forget. It's Doc something.
I'm sure Frank will check back in because he probably remembers it.
He does, yeah.
And you know what's interesting? You talk about how excited he was with that. Anytime you win a race, it's exciting. It really, really is. And, the day it stops getting exciting, even for these big trainers, is the day it's time to say, I've had enough, You can see the excitement when you're at a track and you see a Virgil Morgan Jr., a Ron Burke win these races. And, and everybody always thinks that these guys are only in the real big ones, but, they're not. They're in the, some of the lower level races at the pari-mutuel tracks.
Yep. And then I'm looking out, we got a lot of young drivers here today. Alex, he's early 30s, Alex Hawk. Third generation horseman. Timmy Deaton's in his 20s. Then we got the Brady Clemens, early 30s. And then the Christian Myers and Logan Myers. They're the young cats of the group. So we got some young ones. Then we got Roy.
Then you got Roy. I'm glad you said that. Roy Burns, one of the OHHA board of directors. But you also got Mike Lowe, 64 years old. Roy is 67 years old.
Yeah, we sixth race. Wait till we get to Mike.
The horses are on the back stretch, getting ready to form up behind the Mike Wepkenberg starting gate.
Who do we got as the favorite? 4, Cousin Van, Timmy Deaton. The Uncle Peter gelding.
Tim Deaton will be looking for his second win on the card. He won the first race today.
Yeah, well, I am so thankful we don't have the sun hitting us over at Wilmington. It was brutal, wasn't it, Chris?
Yeah, I don't want to hear brutal. You guys weren't at Bell Fountain where it was just same thing. It was just, right in your face the whole time, and it just, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's just, just
you deal with
bear down, you deal with it, and it's just, best part about that day is when you get home and you get in the shower, you get the dust off you, the sweat and everything. Yep. But today is just a beautiful day. The sun is behind us, as you can see on some of the shadows in the front stretch. Some big trees. Bell Fountain, we also, had just, a lot of dust. That track was for a place that hadn't raced in 5 years. The speed superintendent there did such an unbelievable job of getting that track ready to go, and it was in perfect shape.
Good.
Great day of racing at the Logan County Fair in Bell Fountain. Returned there after an absence of 5 years. So I thought they were ready to go, but it looks like they're taking another turn.
Mm-hmm.
That tells me we might have some. Well, we got the tractor still out there, but we also have some lines probably at the pari-mutuel windows. We've got a great crowd here tonight A lot of people, not only on our side of the grandstand. You look on the other side, a lot of people. And I know they've got wagering down below, so people are getting the opportunity to place their bets, as it looks like we're getting ready to go now. Let's tell you from the rail out, the number 1, So Vibrant, Derek Wadaker. The number 2, MJ's Major Tom, Brady Clemens. Block Island Sound and the deuce, Sean Barker, is in the 3-hole, Cousin Van and Tim Deaton. 4, Get the Caviar and Alex Hawk. Here's Johnny Cash, Roy Burns, and on the second tier, along with Here's Johnny Cash, is Tommy, along with Tommy Dawson in the bike. Let's send it up to Doug Ballinger.
Sponsored by Darrow Insurance. All in behind the gate. The gate swings into the stretch, and here they come. They're off and trotting. Let's Get the Caviar on the outside. So Vibrant on the inside. MJ's Major Tom comes out in third as they race into the turn. Here's Johnny Cash from a second tier, fourth. Racing fifth, Cousin Van. Tommy is sixth and trailing a field. Block Island Sound down the backside going to the opening quarter. On top, So Vibrant, Derek Wadaker. Got to back off and get the 2-hole trip. Get the Caviar and Alex Hawk racing third. MJ's Major Tom. Here's Johnny Cash's fourth, racing fifth as they race around the turn. Cousin Van. Tommy is sixth. Block Island Sound trails the field through an opening quarter in 30 seconds. Around the turn to the 3/8. It's a 2-length lead for So Vibrant. Racing next, Get the Caviar. Moving to the outside. Here comes MJ's Major Tom. Here's Johnny Cash fourth. Tommy is fifth. Racing sixth. Cousin Van trailing a field. Block Island Sound, they're halfway home, and So Vibrant has the lead by a length. MJ's Major Tom on the outside. Halfway home, 101 2/5. Racing next, Get the Caviar third. On the outside, here's Johnny Cash fourth. Tommy is fifth. Cousin Van sixth. Block Island Sound can see them all. Down the backside they go. The leader, So Vibrant, by 2 lengths. Right there second, MJ's Major Tom. Third on the outside. Here's Johnny Cash moving up with every stride. Off stride, MJ's Major Tom. Get the Caviar the inside. 3/4, 131 3. Around the turn, So Vibrant around the far turn. Leading, here's Johnny Cash by 5. Next is Get the Caviar. They have an 1/8 of a mile to trot. So Vibrant, here's Johnny Cash's second. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. It is So Vibrant. Here's Johnny Cash's second. Coming to the line, it is So Vibrant. Here's Johnny Cash. Closing late for third, Tommy. The mile, 2:03, 1/5.
Derek Wadaker from the rail goes out to the lead, never looks back, and comes home a winner in 2:03-1. Is that what it was?
Yep, 2-3-1 at 12-1.
So we've seen a couple of long shots come in today.
Yep. Him and Alex left out of there, and he had no intention of letting Alex go, and Alex finally took a 2-hole seat, and that colt got really tired.
Here's Johnny Cash with Roy Burns finishes second. And finishing third was Tommy. Now it'll be interesting to see what they do with Get the Caviar, who was off stride coming down the stretch. But your winner will be So Vibrant, picking up the first win in 9 starts this year. First win since September 4th last year down at Marietta. So now a first, a second, and a third for So Vibrant. And David Miller, who owns the horse. David from Salesville, Ohio.
Now, where's that at?
In Ohio.
Okay.
I've probably passed through it some way, somehow, on the way to one of these county fairs, because you take roads that, you know, unless you're a county sheriff, you don't know they exist.
Yeah, exactly.
In a lot of places.
Back in front of the stands and making his way into the winner's circle, the winner of the 4th Southern Valley Colt Circuit First Division. of the 3-year-old Colden Gilling trot for $5,983. Sponsored by Doro Insurance. Number 1, So Vibrant, the 3-year-old brown goated son of Long Tom out of the Cadabra mare Sam's Arsenal. Postseason's win number 1 trots to a lifetime mark, 203.15. One by David Miller of Ohio. David Miller trains Derek Waniker in the sulky. So Vibrant returns $26, $11.40, and $16.80. Trifecta,
Another $26 payout.
$73.60.
Trifecta was uncovered.
I think somebody's enjoying a little bath behind the water truck.
That's what it looked like, yeah.
A little cool down for the outrider. Well, here comes Derek Wadiker into the winner's circle. Waited for the connections to make their way across. Driving over in a truck. And here they are now. So Derek Wadiker will take the horse up into the winner's circle. So Vibrant, a $7,500 purchase at the Buckeye Classic sale, gets its first win of the year. I have to get the official rundown from Doug Ballinger here in just a second.
Consolation payouts of this second to try.
1-6 and any number, 73.60. Exact at 1 and any number behind that one, 17.80. All on the front half, and 6 to be second, 5.80. That's on the exact at Quinella, 1 and all $5. Quinella 6 and any number for 40.
So we'll get the official rundown. Here we go.
So Vibrant the winner, 2. MJ's Major Tom 5. The 3. Block Island Sound 6. Poor Cousin Van 7 to 5. Get the Caviar 4. 6. Here's Johnny Cash 2. 7. Tommy 3. The mile 203. 1/5. 30 seconds for the quarter. The half 101 and 2. 3/4 131 and 3. 156 742 3 on the bottom. This race coming up next.
So there's your rundown from Doug Ballinger. So we head to our halfway point on the card, and it'll be the second of 3 division for 2-year-old Philly Pacers when we return to the Jackson County Fair in Wellston, Ohio, right after this.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC Oil. It makes a world of difference.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Cool Winds Farm in Lima, Ohio is a full-service standardbred breeding farm. Cool Winds stands the popular Dancing Yankee, a 2-time world champion, along with 2019 Jug winner Southwind Ozzy, the son of Some Beach Somewhere. Cool Winds also stands the royally bred $2 million earning Western Fame. Be sure to inspect the Cool Winds yearlings at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on Friday, September 13th.
All right, back here, Jackson County Fair, Wellston, Ohio, for race number 5.
Not only are we on Facebook today, also on YouTube, so it gives people the opportunity to watch it. And what we've been hearing, a lot of people really like the YouTube because they can sit there on their television. They've got the app on their big screen TV and can throw it up there and watch it there. So trying to give you as many different ways as we can to get you harness racing across the Buckeye State.
Yeah, Frank, I read Frank's comments. His horse was Karma's Doc. He's got a win picture of me and Oh Lucky Strike, which was his uncle or dad's horse, Bob Rhodes. I drove that horse because my uncle didn't get along with him. He hated that horse. Did not get along with him, so of course.
How many wins do you have as a driver?
Let's not talk about that.
No, I can guarantee you have the most of our broadcast crew up here by a lot.
Okay, I will take that. It's probably less than 15. I love to drive, but once I realized I wasn't very good at it, I was like, okay, this isn't for me.
But you still drive at the county fair every now and then.
Some, yeah. Yeah, I still do. I love it. Absolutely love it, but it's something you got to do every day, and it's a lot of seat time, and I've got a regular job, so I chose to go that route and miss it. That's why I got to have one or two. So Dad and I's got the one. Mike Lowe sends Father Time to me every now and then. Absolutely love that horse. He and I get along real well, and so we'll see. He said he's back in training. Gave him a little time off, and because Scioto right now is really tough on trotters. It's
tough on everything.
Yeah. Yep. So,
yes,
yeah.
it is. Well, let's take a look at the field for this, the 5th, our second division of 3 for 2-year-old filly pacers. The number 1 is Bit of a Bombshell, the third entry today out of the Roy Burns barn. Roy drives and trains. The horse is owned by his daughter Casey Kelly and Noah Burns. They are the breeders. Made one start this year. That was at Wilmington. Finished 6th but was placed 5th. Had no time. Jason Beatty got the drive for Roy Burns in that first race.
Roy Burns and Pacers? That's kind of unusual, isn't it? The 2, Sunset Key. Alex Hawk gets the drive for trainer Steve Harris. Madison Hostetler of Dover, Ohio, owns a Mr. Apples filly. She's out of the Feeling Frisky mare, Feeling Like Doc. No starts this year. Was a homebred for Madison.
The number 3 is Sunshine Player. Brady Clemens drives for Eric Nessel Road. This is a strong player filly out of the Sunshine Beach mare, Sunshine Molly. Susan Offenberger of Beverly, Ohio owns. One start, finished 3rd. That was at Circleville, pacing in 2:08.1. Came home, though, in 29:3.
The 4 is Cruise to Barcelona. David Young on board for trainer Steve Carter. Jay and Jacob Mossbarger, Washington Courthouse, father-son duo, own the Yankee Cruiser filly. She's out of the Western Hanover mare, Barcelona Hanover. 2 starts. Had a second over at Wilmington, pacing 59-4. Had a couple qualifiers before that and was 4th over at Circleville.
The number 5 is Legend of the Indian, making her first career start. Charles Bolin will drive for Brian Haynes. This horse is owned by Indian Springs Farm of Johnstown, Ohio. A bit of a legend out of the No Nukes mare, I'm No Indian. As I said, making its first career start.
The 6 is VH Dancer, starting from the second tier. Derek Waterker in a bike for trainer-owner Timmy Van Horn out of Malta. Dancing Yankee filly out of the Cam's Card-Shark mare, Southwind Sugar. She's got 3 starts this year, a second, 2/3. Closing in on $2,000. Took a qualifying markup at Northfield, 2 minutes, 3/5. Was 3rd at Marion, 3rd at Northfield on a sloppy track in 2 minutes. Back quarter in 28-1, so pretty impressive there for a 2-year-old filly.
It's always interesting to see how the first-time starters handle everything, especially once their first time behind the gate in a race situation. No qualifiers, first time they're going to be out there. Everything that's going on, you're in a different place than your usual training center, wherever that might be. You've got crowd yelling, just so many things going on, and you wonder how they're going to handle things.
Yeah, for the most part, they're okay. I know we've got a gate at home. That's what I did a couple times before our matinee. Starting to get a few matinees back here in Ohio. That helps out tremendously. And then Mike Walkenberg, he will go around to the county fairs wherever he is needed and will help you gate school. I know Greenville spent a big day up there. Went up to Virgil's Winter Circle Training Center. Spent a day or two up there, I believe, gate school and babies. So, yes, it is. It's a new experience to be away from home to see all this. So when Michael went over to Circleville, he was a handful. Usually he's pretty good.
I had the opportunity one day at Winter Circle Training Center to be the starter.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, they were gate schooling some horses, and I was in the starting gate, running the accelerator and everything. Well, you got to keep it at one speed as you're gate schooling with that. I'll tell you, built some muscles in your forearm. Jay Hawk was with me. I mean, he was the one sitting right next to me telling me what to do. But it was a really unique experience, and just one that you sit there and you go, okay, these guys are trusting me in what I'm doing. You want to do your best to help these young horses learn what's going on. Mm-hmm. They are in the lower turn right now as they are getting ready for the post parade.
So you asked me about my driving wins. Have you ever gotten behind a horse?
No.
Any desire to?
I would love to on a double jog cart to do that. Just and we've talked about finding one around, to do it. Just for that feeling, that experience. Now, the funny thing, and we'll pick up this story right after the post parade from Doug Ballinger.
Philly Pace, $4,484. Sponsored by Dan and Terry Bennett family, outfield of 6. These are the horses. Number 1 is Bit of a Bombshell. Roy Burns drives. Number 2, Sunset Key, driven by Alex Hawk. Number 3, Sunshine Player, the driver Brady Clemens. David Young, the second, drives the 4, Cruise to Barcelona. Number 5, Legend of the Indian with Charles Bolin. And number 6, VH Dancer, Derek Wadiker in her sulky. Win, play, show. Perfecta, Quinella wagering. They're going to the gate in 3 minutes. Don't be shut out.
So there is the field for the 5th race. I'm not sure, but the comment here is you can count on one hand how many winning drives Jeremy has. He has the most when the better twin has been the groom.
Oh, I don't even. I was getting ready to say that's a Ty Van Roden comment, but once you said the brother, I already know who it is.
But no, it was funny. When I went to Delaware the one day, we were doing freshman focus, and this was 3 years ago, and Roger got there before I was, and I went in and said, "Hey, has anybody seen Roger Houston yet?" And they said, "Yeah, he's out there jogging a horse." And I'm like, "He's what? Jogging a horse? Roger is?" And Roger gets out there every now and then, and he's able to jog behind one of Ron's stacks that Ron says is bomb-proof, that anybody could get behind it. So you get to see Roger back there, doing that. And, at 83 years old or whatever Roger is, or 80 years old, 81 years old now, getting out there and doing that, yeah, I think it'd be something I'd like to do, but man, would be a little worried, after seeing Gabe Pruitt, who in the Battle of the Big Mouths that they had at Scioto Downs, who Gabe doesn't get behind a lot of horses either, but did a great job in that one to win the battle between he and Pete Iola. Raised a lot of money for the new vocations, so that was good. See one of our young fans here at the racetrack today. She's got a front row view.
Yep. I told Chris put it on there because she was clapping and waving at the horses when they went by, and Chris was trying to get her to wave at him. And she's like, nope.
There goes the number 5 Legend of the Indian, Charles Bolin in the bike. You can see the bright orange of the Brian Haynes stable. Smooth as Tennessee whiskey made those orange lines famous.
Yep. So and we've talked about that. Now it used to be all black.
Yeah, exactly.
With maybe brown leather lines, but now you see every color under the rainbow out there, and it's great. That's why Mike Lowe in the next race, he's red, blue colors, and everything's black. But last year he had a bright orange harness, and I had to call him out on it in McConnellsville. I got him on air. I said, I got to call you out on it. He said his owner, Jerry Welch, he likes to see his horses out there.
And that's the thing. I mean, it's something for the fans. They can, because usually, okay, if you go to a car race, I'll take number 23 of that. The horses don't have numbers. Okay, I'm going to take the one with the orange lines on it, and they stand out, or you pick a driver's colors. That's the one you're gonna bet on. So they are getting behind the starting gate. Let's tell you where they are from the rail out. Bit of a Bombshell and Roy Burns, Sunset Key, Alex Hawk, Sunshine Player, Brady Clemens, Cruise to Barcelona, David Young II, Legend of the Indian, Charles Bolin, and VH Dancer, Derek Wadaker. Let's send it up to Doug Ballinger.
Second division, 2-year-old Philly Pacers for $4,484. Sponsored by Dan and Terry Bennett family. We're all in behind the Mike Wepkenberg starting gate. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Cruise to Barcelona steps right out to the front. Sunshine Player comes out in second. Racing third. VH Dancer around the turn. Bit of a Bombshell next. On the outside, Legend of the Indian and trailing the field. Sunset Key down the backside. They're going to settle in straight alignment and follow the lead of Cruise to Barcelona. Right there, second as they race down the backside. That is Sunset Key, Sunshine Player next. VH Dancer, bit of a Bombshell. Trailing the field, Cruise to Barcelona by the opening quarter. Round the turn, going to the 3/8 mark by the quarter in 33 4/5. On top of the field, Cruise to Barcelona and David Young the second show the way. Sunshine Player racing second. 2 back to VH Dancer in third. Then it is Bit of a Bombshell. Then comes Legend of the Indian, and trailing the field is Sunset Key. Passing the stands first time, coming to the halfway point. The leader, Cruise to Barcelona, the 2-year-old Bay Filly by Yankee Cruiser, has a length lead over Sunshine Player. VH Dancer third, Bit of a Bombshell fourth, fifth to the outside. Here comes Legend of the Indian, trailing the field. Sunset Key, they're at the half in 108 2/5. To the 5/8 they go. Cruise to Barcelona will guide them to the 3/4 mark. Sunshine Player right there and ready to move second. VH Dancer is third, fourth, Bit of a Bombshell, fifth on the outside. That is Legend of the Indian, and trailing the field, Sunset Key. Midpoint of the backside, the leader into the far turn. Cruise to Barcelona leads it by a length. Here comes VH Dancer, moving up now second. Sunshine Player third. 3/4 in 140 4. Around the far turn, the leader. Cruise to Barcelona, VH Dancer and Derek Wadaker on the outside with every stride. Sunshine Player is third. They're off the turn. They're on their way home on the outside. VH Dancer, Derek Wadaker second on the card. Cruise to Barcelona second. Sunshine Player home third.
Had a chance to talk to trainer Tim Van Horn today beforehand and his wife, and they were hoping they would get to the winner's circle, and I told Tim, I said, Tim, if you get there, you got to wear your helmet. Now we're going to see if he's going to wear the brand new Christmas present from his grandson into the winner's circle. We'll see what he does. This race was sponsored by Dan and Terry Bennett. Terry must have had such a good time in the starting gate, she stayed for a second race.
I was looking for her.
I think they're going to try to back it up maybe, and she's going to come and get to the winner's circle where the this race was sponsored by she and her husband. And she'll have plenty of time.
Yeah.
But Derek Wadiker picks up his second win of the evening. Now tying David Young the second. And Tim Van Horn.
Yeah, nice move. I mean, going down the backside three-quarter pole, he was still sitting. But I saw the filly's head kind of get thrown up a little bit, and he popped her out and got after her a little bit, and she responded. And
sort of looked going around that final turn, though, that she kind of went a little bit wide, and you wondered how far wide she was going to go, but he was able to get control of her, and she just kind of came flying down the stretch. Big smile on Terry Bennett's face.
I can't remember what broadcast it was, but Roger Houston was talking about Derek, and he was talking about, most drivers, they're pretty slim, and, they're in shape and this and that, and then he talked about Derek Wadiker. So I was shocked, and I told Derek about it at Coshocton. I said, hey, you need to listen to this broadcast. And Roger was giving you a hard time about it. Of course,
Derek's a big man, though. I mean, he's a tall and big man. He is really big.
Number 6, VH Dancer. 2-year-old black filly by Dancing Yankee out of the Cam's Card Shark mare. Southwind Sugar is owned by Tim Van Horn, Malta, Ohio. Tim Van Horn trains. Derek Wadiker gets his second win of the evening. Back-to-back wins for Derek. This and behind VH Dancer. The mile 209 3/5. Like it being presented by Dan and Terry Bennett family to the 6. VH Dancer and Derek Wadiker. The winner $540, $420, and $7. Exacta 6-4, $19.20. Quinella, $4.60. Results are official. Number 1, Bit of a Bombshell, 5. Number 2, Sunset Key, 6. 3, Sunshine Player, 3. Number 4, Cruise to Barcelona, 2. Number 5, Legend of the Indian, 4. The 6, VH Dancer, the winner. The mile 209 3/5. 33 and 4. 108 and 2, 140 and 4/5. Top down 5, 6, 3, 2, 4, 1 on the bottom.
6th race coming up.
Well, we can give Tim Van Horn a break for not coming to the winner's circle. He's got BH Willie Wonka in the next race.
That's why I figured either one.
But he did make it. He opted in the truck and made it, but wearing his traditional cowboy hat.
Yep. That was a big last quarter. 28 and 4.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, big last quarter for this filly. Whoop, she's not a fan of that blanket.
Well, it's the first time she's been there, so 4 starts, a first, a second, and 2/3 for VH Dancer. Will take home $2,200 in this win. You look at the other 3 starts, $1,983 in 3 starts, and hit the board in all 3 of those.
Yeah. Down in the defense there, Circleville, there's 5 or 6 divisions.
Yeah, they have 5 or 6
there.
divisions. Yeah, there were so many divisions early on, and that's what and that's what happens. You get a lot of splits, and what'll happen now is some of these trainers are going to realize that their 2-year-olds are not ready. They'll turn them out for the year, bring them back as 3-year-olds. You now have all 4 circuits are racing, so you have multiple fairs, on the same day. Like next week, Monday, we're going to have 3 fairs in one day. So you'll have that, and so you end up getting a lot of splits. And when you come down here, though, you may not get as many splits.
Yep. So we'll look at the 6th race coming up here. It's going to be the 3-year-old Colton Gelding Trot 2nd Division. We'll take a look at that and maybe try to catch Miss Bennett and get her up here. And after we hear a few words from our sponsors.
Volstead, Coach K. Hanover, Slay. Ohio's top trotters stand at Dublin Valley Farms. Volstead's offspring include Sugar Instead, the 2023 Ohio 2-year-old Trotting Filly of the Year, and 2024 Ohio Sire Stakes winner Jurassic Hattie. Coach K. Hanover, the son of world record holder Walner. And Slay, the son of Chapter 7, standing his first season at Dublin Valley Farms. At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year. Our expert team of boarded surgeons, sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sport horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661. Welcome back to the Jackson County Fair in Wellston, Ohio, as we get set for our 6th race, joined now by Terry Bennett. And Terry, first off, you and the FFA folks were working on a new winner's circle, and it looks pretty good.
Oh, thank you, Frank. So yeah, it was something that the FFA wanted to do, a community service project, and just do a little beautification and improvement here for the Jackson County Fairgrounds. And so we started with this winner's circle. Didn't exactly go as planned. The ground is a little harder than what we had thought, and after bending 3 T-posts, we had to change our whole design plan. And but the background for it came the safety aspect of it. There were a lot of people out here, close to the track. The photographer was out in the middle of the track, and with the horses warming up, and we just wanted to do that to help get a little more safety behind it. The grandstands have a great architectural design to them, and the history here is really neat, but we just wanted that little pop there of that winner's circle.
And that's not all you do here at the fair is the winner's circle. You guys got a pretty special food stand too.
We do, yes. The Oak Hill FFA has a fantastic food stand. We've actually added some new items this year. So our staple is brats and bologna, and we do pulled pork. The Oak Hill FFA barbecue team does the pulled pork for us. This year we have added chicken sausage. We have added lamb patties. And we are doing a Parmesan crusted grilled cheese on Texas toast to try to have something for the kids there too.
Why are you not opened right now?
Because I'm talking to you.
Well, look at this crowd though. I mean, this is a great crowd here
It is
today.
a great crowd tonight. Yes, very pleased with the numbers here.
And so, just to top everything off, you were out in the starting gate for the last 2 races. What was that like?
That was amazing. I have always wanted to do that, and I'm so glad that they gave me that opportunity. And they were very informative. I probably drove them crazy. I asked a lot of questions, but it was really exciting just to be that close to the horses and watching them, right behind that gate.
And totally different experience because you're looking out the back of the gate to the horses, so you don't see what's behind you. And the starter is the one with the controlling the speed. So it's
yes,
I
didn't realize that. I thought the person with the steering wheel controlled the speed, and they don't. So like I said, I learned a lot in there. It was a fun experience and also very informative.
Well, and also too, we got to tell everybody this. We're doing our Ohio Fair Passport program to all the people who go out to the fairs, and Terry and her husband Dan have been to a lot of them so far. How many have you been to so far?
I don't have an exact number right now, but I'm going to say about 7 or 8 fairs. So, and with running a concession stand here, we're going to miss some of the fairs that overlap this time. So we won't get our stamps for those fairs, but we'll continue on after we're done with this fair. One other thing I did want to add to the stand is we did add hamburgers to our menu this year as well, and we are showcasing Jackson County beef producers. So we have 3 local farms here. We have the Triple D Ranch, Jackson Meats, and Circle M Meats that we will have their hamburgers in the stand.
Well, it sounds like it's just a great community fair here in Jackson County.
It is. It's fantastic.
Well, go enjoy the rest of the races. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll
All
see
right.
you at the fair real soon.
All right. Thanks, Frank.
Well, let's take a look at our field for the 6th. Jeremy, if you want to start our horses.
The one's going to be VH Willy Wonka, Timmy Van Horn. It's Big Chocolate Gelding. Brady Clemens going to be in the bike for this one. 4 starts this year. Has not hit the board yet. Last start was at Marion and made a break. Last year, as a 2-year-old, had lightly raced, a little over $2,000.
The number 2 is Jurassic Justice. I should have had you do this one, Michael Lowe is the driver and the trainer. This horse is owned by Jerry Welch and Mike Lowe. Jerry Welch always has Jurassic at the beginning of his horses' names. 3 starts this year, a win and a second. Last year, 10 starts, a first, 4 seconds, and 3 thirds. Last time out was up at Scioto Downs, finished 8th, but did trot in 1:57 and 2. Last win came back on June 11th at Scioto, a winner in 56 and 3.
The 3 is Joyful Tom, first-time starter for Christian Myers. Trainer Barney Dillon co-owns with Donna Weber and the Long Tom Gelding. Now the trot for Joy mare, Eggy's Joy. Once again, no starts last year as a 2-year-old, first-time starter. Ohio Select Sale purchase for $17,000.
The number 4 is Weston Jet. Alex Hawk will drive for Ronnie Gillespie. This Uncle Peter is out of the Master Levesque mare TK's Lizzie Beth. Aaron Chandler of Macon, Mississippi is the owner. 3 starts this year, has not hit the board yet. Did not race as a 2-year-old. Last time out at Scioto Downs, finished 9th. Did trot in 201. 201 and 3.
The 5 is Commander Tom. I didn't get the driver change. I'm going to assume it's David Young.
That's what I would assume.
Yeah, Steve Carter trains. Long Tom Gelding out of the Cantal Hall mare for the Love of Lindy. Jay Mossbarger, B4 out of Bloomingburg. Stanton out of Washington Courthouse. Kemper, Yorkshire, Ohio. 7 starts this year for Commander Tom's got a win. Just came over the other day at Wilmington and 2-1. Has a couple seconds, $15,000 in the bank so far this year. Last year he made over $71,000, took a mark of 58.4 at Scioto.
Derek Wadaker will look to go for 3 in a row with Vapor Max. Zach Mogan trains this colt by What the Hill out of Vaporizes by Vaporize. Wadaker Racing of Zanesville owns. It's a homebred, 9 starts this year, a second and 2 thirds. Still looking for that first career win, 11 starts, a second and 2 thirds. Last time out, finished second at Scioto Downs, trotting in 157. So that's the field for this, the 6th race. And let's send it up to Doug Ballinger.
Colt and Gelding trot for $5,983. Blanket presented in memory of George and Louise Staten. A field of 6. Number 1, B.H. Willy Wonka. The driver, Brady Clemens. Number 2 is Jurassic Justice. Michael Lowe drives. 3, Joyful Tom with Christian Myers. Number 4 is Weston Jet. The driver, Alex Hawk. Number 5, Commander Tom. David Young the second in the sulky. And number 6, Vaporize. Derek Wadaker drives the 6, Vaporize.
So there is the field for this, the 6th race, the second of 2 divisions for the 3-year-old Colt and Gelding trotters, going for a purse of $5,983.
I was back on the backside there before the races talking with Mike, and he said, "Look at that over there." I said, "What?" He said, "My race bike's got trash on it." He tapes his trot hobbles to the bike there so it doesn't slide. It was orange tape. I said, "Well, that's a poor trainer, because I know it's been 2 weeks since you raced and it's still in there." I said, don't. Kind of knocking on yourself there, Mike. But the judge, Mr. Lowe.
It's funny, we were at, I think it was Washington Courthouse 2 years ago, and Mike was racing there, and the governor, Mike DeWine, showed up to watch him race. And the governor was nice enough to come on the air with us, do a quick interview. It was kind of funny. We were kidding around that, we were finally getting royalty on our show. So I had the Governor Mike DeWine pop on, a great supporter of not only harness racing in the Buckeye State, but also agriculture, which harness racing is so important to agriculture in the Buckeye State. An economic impact of $2.8 million harness racing puts back into the state coffers. And that's with a B, billion. And when you look at it, the number of horses, not only do you have the trainers and you have the vets and you have the caretakers, but then you take a look at the gas they buy to get from place to place, the number of trailers they buy, the hay that they buy, the feed that they buy. It's amazing how much money is invested in these equine athletes.
And I tell you what, we talk about hay. Farmer, they ran out this year. We were all scrambling around trying to get hay because there's so many horses in Ohio right now. They're selling out. Used to, a lot of the farmers would ship their hay down Kentucky and stuff. Now they're all selling it locally, and because my guy usually runs out about April, right before he cuts. He was out in December this year. So fortunately, I had stocked up a little bit, and with only one horse, I helped. But yeah, if I'd kept Father Time for a while, I was going to have to make a trip to McConnellsville, get some hay off of Mike.
So the horses are gathered up on the backstretch, getting ready to start here. The 6th race, 10 on the card today. We'll be back again tomorrow. It's a 6 o'clock post time tomorrow night here at the Jackson County Fair. Chris Santacantarino will be back. Michael Langer will be back he'll be back in the broadcast booth. Jeremy will be here, but he'll be on the backstretch racing his horse.
Yeah, I might stop by.
There you go.
I usually do.
Which we do appreciate. But then things get a little busy next week. We'll kick it off on Monday, where we will have Hilliard has a double going at 11 a.m. and 4 o'clock. Lebanon will start at 4 o'clock. 17 races on the card. Oak Harbor will start at 5 o'clock. Tuesday, it'll be Oak Harbor and Carrollton. Carrollton has a doubleheader. And then Wednesday, we'll have Washington Courthouse and Bucyrus. So a busy couple of days coming up for the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association and our live streaming of racing, not only right here on Facebook as well as YouTube. I say right here on Facebook, but now we're on both, so we have to give both equal billing. Let's take a look from the rail out for the 6th. The number 1, VH Willy Wonka and Brady Clemens, Jurassic Justic and Mike Lowe, Joyful Tom, Christian Myers, Weston Jet, Alex Hawk, Commander Tom, and did we ever find a driver for the 5?
Yeah, it's David Young.
David Young and the number 6, Vapor Max and Derek Wadaker. Let's send it up to Doug Ballinger.
Up and running, that's Jurassic Justice for the lead. Commander Tom on the outside. Joyful Tom comes out in 3rd as they race into the turn. VH Willy Wonka is 4th. Racing 5th is Vaporize, and trailing the field, Western Jet. Field of 6 trotters going to line up in straight alignment and follow the lead of Jurassic Justice and Michael O as they head down the backside. Commander Tom 2nd, 2 back to Joyful Tom 3rd. Racing next in 4th, VH Willy Wonka. Vaporize 2nd to last, and 6th to last is Western Jet. By the opening quarter, moving into the turn, Jurassic Justice has the lead. Racing 2nd, Commander Tom. 32 seconds for the opener. Round the turn 4th, that's VH Willy Wonka. Vaporize is 5th, and trailing the field, Western Jet. Straight alignment as they pass the stand for the first time and come to the halfway point. On top of the field, Jurassic Justice has the lead. Taking a peek to the outside, Commander Tom from 2nd. Joyful Tom racing 3rd, racing 4th. VH Willy Wonka, Western Jet to the outside 5th. Vaporize shovel to 6th. 4 in. in, 2 out. They're halfway home in 105. They race around the turn, and on top, Jurassic Justice has the lead by a length. Right there, second, Commander Tom. Racing third on the outside. Wellston Jet buried along the cones. Fourth is Joyful Tom. Next in fifth, BH Billy Wonka. Vaporized trails the field onto the 3/4. Jurassic Justice trying to take them all the way. Commander Tom right there second, racing third. That is Western Jet as they race around the turn. Joyful Tom for 3/4, 135 and 4, little better than an eighth of a mile at trot. Jurassic Justice moving to the outside. Commander Tom coming at him with every stride. Joyful Jet is next to the outside. BH Philly Wonka. Jurassic Justice with the lead. Commander Tom keeps on coming after that leader, but it's Jurassic Justice. Second to 5, Commander Tom. Third to 3, Joyful Tom. 2:05 3/5.
Your winner, the judge, Mike Lowe, and Jurassic Justice picks up the win for Jerry Welch and himself, the co-owner. Second win of the year in 4 starts for Jurassic Justice. Finishing second was Commander Tom with Steve Carter, and Joyful Tom finished third. So we'll have to get that final time. It went the opening quarter in 32:105. And then 135 and 4 for 3/4. Have to get the final time. We'll get that from Doug Ballinger when he gives us the rundown. Our broadcast partner Jeremy Moore heading across the track to help out Mike Lowe, who's here by himself today.
Christian Myers, go to the starting gate and call judges stand, please.
So they've got Christian Myers, who drove number 3, Joyful Tom, making the first career start, heading over to the starting gate. So I did not hear. We'll have to find out what's going on with that. But your winner was the number 2, Jurassic Justice, owned by Jerry Welch and Michael Lowe. Second driving win of the year for Mike Lowe, making his way back around to the winner's circle. Get the official time here in just a second. Tell you, I'm seeing some pretty good food make its way past us. That looked like some sort of a quesadilla. The bologna sandwich I saw down here was pretty good. I just hope one of these stands decides to stay open a little later tonight, you know. Chris, we may have to do a late tear down. Go get something to eat and then tear down.
I'm in.
Here comes your winner back to the winner's circle, number 2. Let's send it up to Doug.
The 3-year-old Big Golden Son of Volstead out of the Leica Bear Mare Camp. Bam Hall, second of the season. Jerry Welch along with Michael Lowe in partnership owned. Michael Lowe trains and drives the winner, the mile 2:05 3/5. Final half, 1 minute 3/5. Final quarter, 29 and 4. Blanket in memory of George and Louise Staten. Results are official. Number 1, BH Willy Wonka. 4. Number 2, Jurassic Justice, the winner. 3, Joyful Tom. 3, number 4, Wellston Jet. 6. 5, Commander Tom. 2. Number 6, Vapor Max. 5. 32 and 1 for the quarter. The half 105. 3/4 135 and 4. The mile 2:05 3/5. 4:13.625 on the bottom. 7th race coming up next. It's up in 10 minutes. Upfield is 7.
There's a look at Jeremy Moore making his way back. He'll sneak into the winner's circle picture anytime he can. So we'll take a break now. 6 races in the books. We'll be back with our second division for 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers when we return to Wellston, Ohio and the Jackson County Fairgrounds right after this.
The future is bright in Ohio. Ohio Sire Stakes, Buckeye Stallion Series, 66 county and independent fairs. Whether it's the Ohio Sire Stakes, the Buckeye Stallion Series, or the county fairs, Ohio has a place for your racehorse. This year, Ohio breds are racing for nearly $23 million in stakes purses. Be part of the winning. Breed, buy, race, win in Ohio.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Long Tom, Summa Cum Laude, Ready for Moni, and Bit of a Legend. See our yearlings at the Blooded Horse Sale August 27th and the Ohio Select Sale September 15th.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Welcome back to the Jackson County Fair in Wellston, Ohio. And it seems like that one big puffy cloud just has not moved. It has just sat there down above the upper turn the entire time. But just a beautiful day for racing today as we move on to our 7th race here at the Jackson County Fair. Tomorrow they will have 8 on the card. They'll be starting at 6 o'clock tomorrow. We'll have our coverage both on Facebook and on YouTube. So look forward to having you join us tomorrow.
So I went down there, and I didn't see Mike's help with him earlier, but she was here, so I went down to help him. But instead, I gave him a hard time. A couple years ago, I was helping him with the Father Time horse down at Miami Valley, and he'd won 2 weeks in a row, but Mike cut both miles, and he backed the second quarter off pretty good, and Judge ended up finding him. So I got down there. I said, hey, the judge wants to see you about that second quarter in 33 seconds. He said, it's a fair.
The judge going in front of the judge. So
he almost appealed that, too. He's like, let me get a hold of him. Because Mike and that big gruffy voice. But out of the 2 trotting colts, Gelding's division, the fastest went to So Vibrant and Derek Wadaker, 2, 3, and 1.
So this coming up is our second division of 2 for the 3-year-old colt Pacers. The first division of this went in 2:01 and 3. So we'll be expecting some good times in this race. The number 1 is Lucky Lad. Brady Clemens drives for Eric Nessel Road. This is a Western Vintage Gelding out of the Northern Luck mare Nancy's Lady Luck. Susan Offenberger of Beverly, Ohio owns. 3 starts this year, a win and a third. Earnings over $4,300. Was a winner last time out at El Dorado Scioto Downs. Pacing in 56 and 4, final quarter 28 and 2. This was a $6,500 purchase at the Buckeye Classic sale.
The 2 Impactful Stretch, David Young scheduled to drive for trainer Steve Swatzel. Do Me That Again gelding is out of the third straight mare split screen. Kent Wolf, Syracuse, Ohio, is the owner. 8 starts this year, is yet to hit the board yet. Last year had 12 starts with a win up at Dover, Ohio, 2-2-3.
The number 3 is Frisky Up. The Deuce, Sean Barker II drives for David Morgan. This is a lather up out of the field in Frisky mare, Mighty Frisky, owned by Norris Gregory Morris, R. Zemer. Gregory Morgan is the David Gregory Morgan is the breeder of this horse. Made 1 start so far this year at Scioto Downs. Had a couple of breaks. Did not race as a 2-year-old.
And the 4, Dragon Medicine. Another Earl Owings trainee in here. Alex Hawk on the board. 3-year-old Fear the Dragon gelding out of the Genesis Beach Boy mare Modern Medicine. He's owned by Richard Owings here locally, MacArthur, Ohio. 7 starts this year, has 2 wins, a little over $10,000 in the books. Took a mark of 55 flat at Scioto. Few starts back. There at Circleville 1 and 2-1 and 3. Last 2 starts has paced in 52 and 53 flat.
The number 5 is Rose Run Zach. Derek Wadaker owns and trains, and he will drive the number 5 Rose Run Zach, who is by the Ponderosa out of the All-American Native mare A&G's Delight. 6 starts this year, does have a win on its career. 14 starts, 3 wins, earnings over $15,000. Last time out raced in the Buckeye Stallion Series at Scioto Downs on July 4th, finished 8th, well back.
The 6 is Dragon's Better. Do we get don't have a driver for that one yet. Looking around here. Steve Carter trains for Adam Friedland, William Lindsay, and T.W. Carsey. Fear the Dragon gelding. Going to finish it up here after the post parade with Doug Ballinger.
$6,133. Sean Barker II drives the 3. Tim Deaton will drive the 6, and John Hochstetler will drive number 7. And here's a look at the field for the 7th. Number 1, Lucky Lad, driven by Brady Clemens. Number 2, Impactful Stretch, David Young II driving. Sean Barker II with the 3, Frisky Up. Number 4, Dragon Medicine, Alex Hawk. Not in the post parade, will be out shortly. The 5, Rose Run Zach and Derek Wadiker. Number 6 is Dragon's Better, the driver Tim Deaton. And number 7, Fast Dancin', John Hochstetler in the sulky. Win, play, show.
So continuing with Dragon's Better, Timmy Deaton is going to be on board. He's got 8 starts this year, a win, a second, 2/3, closing in on $10,000. Did have a race win there at Northfield back early June, 56 and 3, but does have a qualifying time down at Miami Valley of 55 and 4.
The number 7 is Fast Dancin'. John Hochstetler will drive. He is also the trainer and owner of this Dancin' Yankee gelding out of the Some Beach Somewhere mare Bleach Goddess. Has hit the board in 7 of 11 this year. Has won 4 of those. Lightly raced as a 2-year-old, made 4 starts, did not hit the board. Earnings of $17,356. Last time out was up at Northfield Park, was a winner easily by 5 1/4 lengths in 57 and 3. Had Aaron Merriman in the bike for that last race, did Fast Dancing.
So we got a handful of nice pacers in here. Been pacing 52, 53, 54 up at Scioto.
Dragon Betters with a mark of 53 and 1. Took that as a 2-year-old at Scioto Downs.
Made over $50,000 last year.
Dragon Medicine almost at $50,000 now, a mark of 55. Took that earlier this year at Scioto Downs. Was also a winner at Circleville. I think we just sent somebody else back to the barn for some more equipment repair.
Yep.
So they do have some lights here on the track along the front stretch. I'm not sure how, right here in front of the grandstand, really no lights until you pick them up at the two ends of the grandstand.
So, yeah, backsides. Yeah, there's lights. I'm gonna say they're the best, but they've got lights. So darkness, we're not too worried about.
So 7 in this race, 5 on the gate, 2 will trail.
Now, are you coming to Washington Courthouse next week?
I don't know where I'm going tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes, I think I am. I think I'm in Washington Courthouse on Wednesday.
Wednesday?
And then after that, I'm not sure where I'm going. I know I'm not going to be there Saturday. I know I'm going to be there on Wednesday.
Well, should have a pretty decent card Wednesday. They moved, I think, the 3-year-old trot colts from Saturday to Wednesday. Try to help accommodate the fair Saturday because they always have the big demolition derby that night. So they're always lined up waiting for us to get done.
It's always funny when you have the harness racing early in the day, and then you have another event, whether it's the demolition derby. We've seen the combine demolition derby. I think it was over in Noble County, or you've got the rodeo at Croton. As soon as we're done, the rodeo horses are on the track, and it's just interesting to see everybody waiting to get out there and get their glory in front of the grandstand.
Yep.
Well, Derek Wadaker now back out on the track with Rose Run Zach. He had to go back to the barn for an equipment change. So they look like they're getting ready. Their starter has called them to the gate. They are now heading up the back stretch. Starting gate is moving as we get set for this, the 7th race on our card. $6,133 the purse. The second of 2 divisions for 3-year-old colt and gelding pacers. From the rail out, Lucky Lad and Brady Clemens. Impactful Stretch, David Young II. Frisky Up, Sean Barker II. Dragon Medicine, Alex Hawk. Rose Run Zach, Derek Wadaker. And from the second tier, Dragons Better, Tim Deaton, and Fast Dancing, John Hochstetler. And let's send it up to Doug Ballinger.
3-year-old colt and gelding trotters, Southern Valley Colt Circuit for $6,133. Sponsored by Jerry's Do-It Center. Field is 7, all lined up and ready for a start. They're all in behind the Wepkenburg starting gate. Here they come. They were off and pacing. Dragon Medicine fast out of the gate. Impactful Stretch comes out in second. Lucky Lad racing third. Looking for pylon fourth as they race around the turn. That is Frisky Up on the outside. Off stride on the inside. Lucky Lad racing on the outside. Dragons Better on the outside. Fast Dancing down the backside going to the opening quarter. Alex Hawk and Dragon Medicine front them by a length. Impactful Stretch getting the 2-hole trip. Racing third, Frisky Up, racing fourth, Dragons Better. Round the turn fifth is Fast Dancing through an opening quarter, and 31 2/5. Around the turn to the 3/8 they go, and trailing up field, Lucky Lad onto the 3/8, the leader, Dragon Medicine by a length. Out and on the move on the outside, Frisky Up and Sean Barker. First up, now second on the outside, racing third, Impactful Stretch, passing the stands first time, coming to the half. Fast Dancing's on the move from the back of the pack. They're halfway home, 4 in, 3 out. Dragon Medicine the inside. Frisky Up the outside along the cones into the turn. Impactful Stretch halfway home and 103 2/5 to the 5/8 they go. 3 wide. Fast Dancing on the outside. Racing on the outside. Dragons Better. The inside. Lucky Lad now shuffled the last and moving on the outside. Rose Run Zach and down the backside. It's a 3-length lead for Dragon Medicine as they near 3/4. Fast on the outside. Dragons Better closing in on that leader with every stride. Impactful Stretch third. Lucky Lad is fourth. Around the far turn, 3/4 in 1:33. It's Dragon Medicine. He can hear the hoofbeats of Dragon's Better coming at him on the outside with 1/8 of a mile to go. Impactful stretch. Down the stretch they come. It is Dragon Medicine. Dragon's Better on the outside through the lane. Coming to the line. No doubt about this, and it's Dragon Medicine. Dragon's Better second. Rose Run Zach home third. Impactful Stretch will finish fourth.
Mile 202, 1/5.
Well, that was interesting, needless to say.
Alex Hawk got to the lead and really, stayed there, but it looked like Dragon Better was going to close in on him, and then all of a sudden Alex Hawk and Dragon Medicine found a little extra.
Mm-hmm. 3 wide here at the half, with Barker pulling first up, with Frisky up. Not so, unless he got Rammy sitting in a hole or something. Yeah.
Then you had Fast Dancing going 3 wide, almost 4 wide, trying to go up the backstretch. Just didn't have enough.
And Derek gets shuffled back behind all that. So, yeah. So he finished. Rose Run Zach finished pretty strong considering all the road trouble he had. So yeah, that was interesting. But hometown guy Earl Owings, otherwise known as Buckskin. I think that's his first training win. Yep. Actually,
Third win of the year. And 8 starts for Dragon Medicine.
So that puts him a couple wins for the fair championships.
Second division 3-year-old Colton Gummy pays for $6,133.
Here's the 4, Dragon Medicine. 3-year-old Big Golden Son of Fear the Dragon out of the Genesis Beach Boy Mare, Modern Medicine. Alba Richard Owings, MacArthur, Ohio. Earl Owings trains. Alex Hawk in the sulky. Mile 202, 1/5. Final half 58.4. Final quarter 30 and 2. Dragon Medicine, who trains right here at the Jackson County Fairgrounds, goes to the winner's circle. This race sponsored by Jerry's Do It Center. Race officer official number 1, Lucky Lad 5. 2 Impactful Stretch 4. 3, Frisky up 7. Number 4, Dragon Medicine, the winner. 5, Rose Run Zach 3. Number 6, Dragon's Better 2. 7, Fast Dancing 6. 31 and 2, 103 and 2, 133. The mile 202, 1/5. Top down 5, 4, 7, 1, 3, 2, 6 on the bottom.
202 and 1/5. So the first division and went 203 and 3. Will have the faster of the 2 times.
Last quarter 29 and 4. So.
So big crowd in the winner's circle. As you heard Doug Ballinger say, Dragon Medicine trains right here at the Jackson County Fairgrounds. So had a little bit of that home track advantage.
That's right.
Alex Hawk picks up his first driving win of the day. Right now through the first 7 races, David Young and Derek Wadaker, each with 2 wins. Tim Deaton, Mike Lowe, and Alex Hawk, each with a victory. And on the training side, it's Steve Carter with 3 wins, and Earl Owings, Mike Lowe, Tim Van Horn, David Miller with 1 win each. So 7 in the books, 3 races left to go as we are here in Jackson County on a splendid Friday evening. Next up, it'll be the 3rd division of 2-year-old Philly Pacers when we return to the Jackson County Fairgrounds in Wellston, Ohio.
The first Jackson County Fair took place in 1847 in the city of Jackson, Ohio. The County Agricultural Society, which had been organized earlier that year, spent just $100 to put on the event. After 3 years, the Jackson County Agricultural Society disbanded, and the fair went with it. By the turn of the century, the Jackson County Fair was reestablished. Farmers displayed their livestock and produce, while craftsmen exhibited their leatherwork, carpentry, and machinery. Ladies showed off their baking and canning skills, but the biggest attraction was found on the racetrack. Horse racing provided the main source of revenue for the early Jackson County fairs. As the fair grew, the County Commissioners and Agricultural Society purchased its present location in Wellston. Once known as the Driving Park Racetrack, the grounds hosted both car and harness racing. The Jackson County Fair took over the property after the park's closing. In time, the fair would utilize that track to become one of the first fairs to introduce motocross racing as an event. Today, the Jackson County Fair is a member of the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. They host 2 nights of live-action harness racing.
They're often racing in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. Catch the excitement of Ohio harness racing at one of the county fairs in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. For over 150 years, people have gathered at county fairs to cheer on their favorite racehorses. Keep the tradition alive. Visit one of the 10 fairs in the Southern Valley Colt Circuit this summer. Horses, racing, and winning. It's the Southern Valley Colt Circuit. 10 great fairs in southeastern Ohio.
Welcome back to the Jackson County Fair. 2-year-old Philly Pacers set to go behind the gate, 6 in this race. 4 of them making their first career starts, including the number 1 Fear Miss America. Alex Hawk will look to go back-to-back for trainer Earl Owings. This is a Fear the Dragon out of the Captain Treacherous mare Femme d'America. Frank Johnson of Hamden, Ohio owns. The horse was bred by Enos Weaver, a purchase of $10,000 at the Ohio Select Sale.
The 2 is Tip, Sean Barker in the bike for trainer Ed Ryder, owned by Ed Teefy out of Mount Sterling, Illinois, the Lather Up filly. She's out of the Western Hanover mare Western Top. Another first-time starter, does have a qualifying effort back in early July. 2 minutes, 2/5 up at Scioto last quarter and 29-1. She was a $20,000 Lexington Select purchase, bred by Steve Stewart in Kentucky. And the 3, I'm gonna jump you here.
Okay,
Frank. 3, Fearless Lizzie, and I'll tell you why here in a second. Chuck Bolin in the board for trainer Larry Six, who co-owns with his daughter Missy Sword, Washington Courthouse. Fear the Dragon filly. She's out of Western Ideal mare Elizabeth Spencer. 2 starts this year. Last week over at Wilmington, or actually this week here at Wilmington, she was second, 2-1-3. Last quarter in 30-2. So when she comes out here, if she's already out here, she's decked out in all pink. So she's 2 stalls down from me. So I had to wear my pink shirt just for Missy.
Just there you go.
They spoil my colt. He gets apples, carrots, treats,
Well,
donuts. They whatever. Yeah, I mean.
He doesn't like you. He likes when they come down.
I know.
The number 4 is Jurassic T. Brady Clemens drives for Eric Nesselrode. This Fear the Dragon filly out of the Liz Mara mare Always Sunday is owned by Jerry and Alicia Welch of Waterford. This is a horse that's making her very first career start.
The 5, Maddie's Delight. David Young in the bike for trainer Steve Carter. Lather Up filly out of the Western Hanover mare Moonlight Delight. She's owned by the SCP Stables Incorporated in Canton, Georgia. 2 starts this year, 1 win, 1 third. Has over $19,000 already this year. Qualifying mark at 56-1 at Scioto. Her last start was the Next Generation race there at Scioto. She was 3rd, 52-4 last quarter and 28-1.
Picked up a nice paycheck for that 3rd place finish in the $150,000 Next Generation.
That she did.
The number 6 is Miss Barcelo. Alex Hawk drives for Kevin Johnson, who owns and bred this Mr. Apples filly out of the artificial mare Jackpot Genie. Miss Barcelo making her first career start today. So 4 of them are career starters for the first time.
And then you have Carter's filly.
Pacers. What's
yeah,
that?
then you have got Carter's filly in there. That's
yeah, exactly. Coming off the it's the only win of the group, and also coming off of the, the next generation. So it'll be interesting to see, And she raced at Circleville, was a winner at Circleville, then had the qualifying win because she did not qualify with the time here at Circleville, so I had to go and race in a qualifier on June 24th to qualify, and paced in 1:56.1, making it by plenty of time, and then comes out and goes in 1:52.4 in the next generation. Let's go to Doug Bellinger for the post parade.
Funeral Home blanket. Kristen Myers will drive the 6, Miss Barcelo. These are the horses. Number 1 is Fear Miss America, the driver Alex Hawk. Number 2 is Tip, driven by Sean Barker, the 2nd. 3, Fearless Lizzie with Charles Bolin. Brady Clemens, the 4, Jurassic T. Number 5 is Maddie's Delight with David Young, the 2nd. And number 6, Miss Barcelo, Kristen Myers in her sulky. Win, play, show. Exacta, Quinella wagering on the 8th. They're going to the gate in 3 minutes. Don't be shut out.
So there's the field for the 8th, the 2-year-old filly Pacers, 3rd division, going for a purse of $4,484.
So looking at 5, she's only 1 to 2.
That's pretty surprising.
Yeah. Yep.
It's, you look at this, you would think that might be the one where she's 1 to 9 and everybody else is 99 to 1. But you never know what can happen.
No. But the 6 is 5 to 2. So maybe somebody knows something we don't. First time starter, no lines, no qualifiers.
Or the owner's here right now and just wants to put a little bit of money on his own horse.
One of my uncle's owners, he was at Scioto every night, big better. He'd carry 3 or 4 wallets with him, and they was full of cash. Keith brought a couple horses down here, and he's like, "What? That sounds like fun. I'll come down." Well, one, he thought the fairs raced on the streets downtown. He'd never been to a county fairgrounds. So, yeah. And he come over, I don't know, was about done. He come back to the barn area. He said, "Keith," he said, they're just not paying anything. He said, "I'm hitting, but they're not paying. It's like $210, $220. He said, "Well, Wes, how much money are you betting?" He said, "Well, I'm only putting 20 across on them." He said, "Well, you probably got half the pool."
Exactly.
Yeah, no wonder they're paying $210, $220.
It's funny when you see here how one bet could affect, the odds on a horse, because the pools are not as big as you have at the pari-mutuel tracks. But they're getting ready to go.
The Fearless Lizzie, Larry 6 trained. This is Missy's first horse. She won her matinee at Courthouse there. So Missy was all excited. Kind of got let down at Circleville a little bit. They put Chucky up. But I trained this mare the week before. We trained her the race bike. Chucky took another filly. And I got along with her pretty good. And of course, they're like, "Oh, you're driving. I'm like, "No, I'm not." Once again, pace is a 4-letter word in my barn. I said, if you get stuck in a jam, maybe, but no.
Now, the question is, are your colors in your car?
No.
No. Tell that. There you go.
Yeah.
There's your excuse. Sorry, don't have my colors.
Nope. I really don't even want to wear, because I got a brand new set of collars from Equitrotting over in Italy. Got a new set of collars, new helmet, new design. Still kept with Dad's collars were brown and orange, and my late uncle's was black and orange. So I can once again combine the two, but company out of Italy there. Got them shipped over here, so I've yet to use them. So I got to warm up tomorrow, so I got to break them out.
There you go. From the rail out, Fear Miss America and Alex Haas, Tip, Sean Barker II, Fearless Lily, Charles Boland, Jurassic T, Brady Clemens, Maddie's Delight, David Young II, Miss Barcelo and Alex Hawk. Let's send it up to Doug Ballinger.
They were off and pacing. Fearless Lizzie out for the lead. Her outside, Maddie's Delight from the inside. Fear Miss America on the outside. That's Jurassic T racing fourth. They race around the turn. Tip races fifth and sixth and last. Miss Barcelo down the backside, going to the opening quarter. Jurassic T, Brady Clemens, 1/3, now second, and they want the front end. Jurassic T, Clemens going to put her on the front end. The two-hole trip now will belong to Maddie's Delight. Two back to Fearless Lizzie. Then it is Fear Miss America. Then comes racing fifth is Tip, and trailing the field, Miss Barcelo by the opening quarter in 31 2/5. Round the turn to the 3/8 they go. On top of the field, Jurassic T drafting along second. Maddie's Delight, a break of 3 to 4 to Fear Miss America. Passing the stands first time, coming on over to the halfway point. Racing next. Tip trailing the field, Miss Barcelo, and out and on the move on the outside. Here comes Maddie's Delight, and headed right to the front for David Young II. Jurassic T halfway home in 1:01 3/5. On the 5/8 they go with the lead. Maddie's Delight will guide him down the backside. Jurassic T second, racing third, Fearless Lizzie. Racing fourth, Fear Miss America. Tip is fifth, sixth and last, Miss Barcelo. They're at the midpoint of the backside. The one to catch is Maddie's Delight, and she is opened up to a 2-length lead. Jurassic T is second, racing third, Fearless Lizzie. Buried on the inside, Fear Miss America racing on the outside. Tip coming 3 wide and trailing, Miss Barcelo. They come to the top of the stretch. The leader is Maddie's Delight by 3.5. Right there, second, Jurassic T racing third as they come off the turn. That is Fear Miss America. Maddie's Delight coming to the line. Maddie's Delight showing her heels to the field. Jurassic T second. Fearless Lizzie home third. The mile 2:04 2/5.
A little bit of horse racing going on in that one.
Yep, Maddie's Delight, though, showed that she was the class of that 6-horse field. David Young brought her around the grandstand the first time, asked her to go. She did. And then you could just watch on the backstretch how she opened up a little bit, and then he just brought her home easily for the win, second win of the year.
Yeah, kind of strung Brady out a little bit first quarter. Brady must knew he had a little something.
2:04 and 2 for your winner, Maddie's Delight. Steve Carter with his fourth win of the day. David Young now with 3 victories. Did not get the rest of the rundown.
Looked like Jurassic T held on for second. Fearless Liddy was third. Chucky had her. She was running in pretty good up the stretch. He had to correct her a few times. So I have to go back to the. What did we talk about? Re-rigging and everything.
Back to the drawing board a little bit. And when you're doing that, do you do it one time, or is it, okay, we're going to put it on and go a couple days or 3 days or 4 days, or can sometimes you tell, okay, this isn't going to work?
Oh, there's quite a few times you can tell that this isn't going to work. But you try to leave it on as much as you can to see if it does help, whether it just be adding a Murphy blind, changing a bit, head pull on, head pull off. I'd say plain head pole, burr head pole, but according to Sandy Beatty, if they need a head pole, they need a burr head pole. If they need a burr head pole, they need 2 head poles.
Let's go to Doug Ballinger.
Number 5, Maddie's Delight. Teal Bay Philip Lather up out of the Western Hanover mare. Moonlit Delight, SCP Stable of Georgia owns. Steve Carter trains. David Young the second in the Socky. David Young gets his third winner of the evening. Playing in this race on behalf of Lewis, Gillum, Peter Hall.
Get the rest of the rundown here.
Number 1, Fear Miss America 5, 2 Tip 6, 3 Fearless Lizzie 3, 4 Jurassic T 2, 5 Maddie's Delight the winner, 6 Miss Barcelo 4, 31 and 2, 102 and 3, 133 the mile, 204 2 fifths, 5 6 3 2 1 4 on the bottom.
So there you go, the rundown from Doug Ballinger. This one goes in 204 and 2, the third division for the 2-year-old Philly Pacers. And that was the fastest of the 3 divisions. And that brings us now to our Bob Willis Memorial Signature Series for 4-year-olds and up. Going for $2,525. 4 driver changes in this and a scratch. Christian Myers will drive the number 1. Parker Smith will drive the number 2, Extravagant Art. Mark St. Louis Jr. will drive the number 3, Two-Reg Sealster. Scratch the number 4, Captain Income. And the number 6, Brady Clemens, will be in the bike for TSM Batman. We'll tell you more about these horses when we return to the Jackson County Fair right after this.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC Oil. It makes a world of difference.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Welcome back to the Jackson County Fair in Wellston, Ohio, as we get set for the Signature Series. A field of 6 down from 7. Let's tell you about the 6 in the race. The number 1 is Somewhere Dancing. Christian Myers will drive for Robert Krenitsky. This is a 5-year-old mare by a rock and roll dance out of the Sun Beach Somewhere mare, Somewhere Sunny. Julie Kretinsky of Butler, PA owns. 16 starts this year, 3 wins, a second, 3/3. Earnings of just under $21,000. Lifetime 72 starts, 9 wins, 10 seconds, 12/3. Earnings of over $65,000. Last time the winner's circle came was on April 27th at Northfield Park, a winner by a length and a quarter. Has a mark as a 4-year-old of 155 at the Meadows.
The 2 is the Old Warhorse, Extravagant Art, 14-year-old gelding. Parker Smith in the bike, trains, co-owns with Ed Merriman of Dayton, Ohio. The Art Major gelding out of the Western Ideal mare, Righteous Renee. 14 starts this year, has a win, 2/3, just shy of $10,000. Market 55-1 at Miami Valley. Lifetime 353 starts, 30 wins, closing in on $278,000. Took a mark as a 5-year-old, 151 up at Balmoral.
The number 3 is Two-Reg Sealster. Mark St. Louis Jr. drives for Philip Groves. This is an 11-year-old gelding by Shadow Play out of the Camluck mare That Day. Philip Groves of Sydney, Ohio is the owner. 17 starts this year. Still looking for that first win this year. Has 2 seconds and 3/3. Lifetime 290 starts. 46 wins, 44 seconds, 42 third-place finishes. Was the winner last time at the Signature Series back last year at the last fair of the year at Lancaster. Was the winner as a mark of 150-4, taken as a 5-year-old at Philadelphia.
The 4 is Scratch. The 5, Rockin' Requiem. Who we got down the driver on that?
I have Alex Hawk, but he's also down on number 7, Arbin.
Oh, I bet he takes Arbin.
Oh, without a doubt.
So we'll get you a driver on the 5. 7-year-old Rockin' Amadeus mare. She's out of Badlands Hanover mare. No Picnic. Gene Will out of Fredericksburg, Ohio, owns. Also was the breeder. I heard the judges are calling.
They don't even know who the driver
no, they
is.
don't. 9 starts this year, 2 wins, 14,200 in the books. 55-1 mark up at Northfield Park, lifetime. 95 starts, 26 wins, 11 seconds, 6 thirds. 142,000 in the bank. As a 6-year-old last year, took a mark of 52 flat up at Northfield Park.
The number 6 is TSM Batman. Brady Clemens drives for Robert Krenitsky, his second entry. This is a 7-year-old gelding by Western Terror out of the Dragon Again mare TSM Boom Bang Pow. Theodore Thompson of Breckenridge, PA is the owner. 9 starts, a win, 2 seconds. Earnings of $8,500. Lifetime, 82 starts, 6 wins, 9 seconds, 3 thirds. Was a winner last time out at Northfield, pacing in 56-1.
And rounding out the field, probably, the 1-9 favorite, Arbin. Alex Hawken will be in the bike for trainer Earl Owings. Owner Richard Owings, the 5-year-old McCardle gelding out of Better's Delight mare Binions. 18 starts this year, 3 wins, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, over $67,000 made. Mark of 150-2 at Miami Valley. Lifetime 89 starts, 16 wins. Timmy Deaton's going to drive the 5. So back to Arbin. Last year took a lifetime mark of 150. Earnings of over $232,000.
It's been a while since Arbin has seen the winner's circle. That came back on April 25th at Miami Valley.
So April 25th, and has been racing in the Open at Scioto with no wins. That tells you how tough it is up there. Pacing in 49.
When you go in 49-3 and you're third, that's just that tells you how rough it is.
Yeah.
At Scioto in that Open class for Pacers.
But then again, look at that's, props to the Ohio program.
Exactly.
It's grown so much, and we're competing nationally now with everybody, and we have people moving here. So when you have the 3 tracks, Scioto, Dayton, Miami Valley, you got the circuit all year long, good money all year, and it's kind of hard not to move here.
Like we say, if you have a standard-bred racehorse, we have a place for that horse here in Ohio, whether it's, on the fair circuit in that Buckeye Stallion series, or if it's, top level in the Ohio Sire Stakes series, there is a place for you. Ohio Standardbreds racing for nearly $23 million this year. As right now the horse is taking another turn, as only looks like 5 are on the track out of the 6.
Now, so noticing just a trend here, we'll have 1 or 2 divisions of the Sire Stakes, but we're liable to have 4, 5, 6 divisions of the Buckeye Stallion Series. Has there been any talks about maybe adding a 3rd layer to that, or is
Not
we
that
just
I
gonna
have
keep
heard.
it as
Yep.
is?
Not that I have heard.
So
We're still waiting for one more to come out onto the track, I think. Looks like the 6th one is out now, so all 6 are on the track, so they'll start post-parading here. A lot of credit to the fans here in Wellston. They are still in the stands, a lot of them here tonight. This is really the only thing going on the fairgrounds right now is the harness racing, but a lot of people here in town still out here. As we get set to go, let's send it up to Doug Ballinger for the post parade.
Two series. A purse of $2,525. Blanket in memory of Bob Willis. Scratch number 4, Captain Income. Kristen Myers drives the 1, Parker Smith the 2, Mark St. Louis Jr. the 3, Tim Deaton will drive the 5, and Brady Clemens driving the 6. And these are the horses for the Signature Series. Number 1, Somewhere Dancing, the driver Kristen Myers. Number 2 is Extravagant Art with driver Parker Smith. Mark St. Louis Jr. driving a 3, Tereg Seelster. Scratch number 4, Captain Income. Number 5, Rockin' Requiem with Tim Deaton. Brady Clemens driving number 6, TSM Batman. And number 7 is Arbin, Alex Hawk in the sulky. Win play show exacta, Quinella wagering, late double on 9 and 10. Don't be shut out on those late doubles.
So as Susan Schroeder says, this is our penultimate race of the evening, the 9th. The Bob Willis Memorial Signature Series for 4-year-olds and up, going for $2,525.
I think this was raised up from last year. If I remember right, last year they raised for $2,000. It's always good to increase the purse. Bob Willis, that name does not ring a bell to me. You know anything about that?
No, I do not.
Okay.
These horses have made over 950 career starts among them. $371,000 in earnings for Tereg Seelster. Extravagant Art has earned over $250,000. The track record for the pace here at the Jackson County Fair is held by Night Train, set back in 2007, 158. Now, you talk about 2007. What were we talking about in 2007? Well, we had major milestones in science and technology. Netflix began streaming. NASA landed a spacecraft on Mars. The first iPhone came out from Apple. Social media took off. And The Big Bang Theory premiered on CBS. That was a long time ago. That's 17 years. So the horses getting ready to head to the backstretch where they will form up, and we will get ready to go with our 9th here from the Jackson County Fair.
Now, I never watched The Big Bang Theory.
Never?
Never. But my wife and I started watching it here when I do sit down to watch TV, which is rare, but we'll watch an episode or two here and there. I'm like, okay, it's kind of funny.
I watch it all the time. My wife just walks in the room and goes, really? Again? This show's so stupid. And out she walks. But then, probably, I would say 90% of the shows I watch, she classifies that way.
Okay.
I'm nice, though. I don't tell her that House Hunters, The Bachelorette, The Bachelor, The Golden Bachelor, The Property Brothers, and all of her shows are not that way. And I will actually sit down so I can spend some time with my wife and watch her shows.
Now, the House Hunter shows I can deal with. It's when she gets to watching the Real Housewives and stuff. I'm like, nope, I'm out. I deal with that drama at work. I don't want to sit here and listen to that. It's like, and
no.
So I usually get kicked out of the room very quickly.
And I've got to make sure the television is set so it records the shows. And I'm like, if you miss one, just go on to Hulu. You can watch your Bachelorette there the next day. Yeah, but I don't know how to get to that. So, all right.
Oh. So, yeah, Ellen's even going to bail out on me tomorrow night. She's going up to Scioto.
She working?
No.
Oh, she's just going for the fun of it?
Yeah, she'd rather go see Brad than come up here and watch me race. Like, okay.
She better watch it. Brad will put her to work.
Yeah, I hope so. He sent her to Wilmington because he was triple booked Monday and Tuesday, or double booked Monday and stuff, and she hates the fairs. She really does. Because she had to do the blank. That's what I was telling the lady doing the pictures today.
Field is in the move from the rail out. Somewhere Dancing. Christian Myers, Extravagant Art, Parker Smith, Turek Sealster, Mark St. Louis Jr., Scratch the 4, Rockin' Requiem, Tim Deaton from the second tier, TSM Batman, Brady Clemens, and Arbin and Alex Hawk. Let's send it up to Doug Ballinger.
Here they come. They're off and pacing. That's Rockin' Requiem on the far outside. Extravagant Art on the inside as they move into the turn. Turek Sealster comes out in third. Into the opening turn, racing fourth along the pylons. Somewhere Dancing, racing fifth. Arbin trailing the field sixth as they head up the backside. TSM Batman down the backside, going to the opening quarter. On top, Rockin' Requiem has the lead by a length. Racing second, Turek Sealster. He's getting the two-hole trip. Somewhere Dancing is third. Racing fourth, TSM Batman. Arbin on the inside as they race around the turn by the quarter and even 29 seconds. Round the turn to the 3/8 they go. Rockin' Requiem fronts the field. Turek Sealster right there second. Racing third, Extravagant Art on the outside. Rockin' Requiem, Arbin, TSM Batman passing the stands first time. They come to the halfway point. The leader at the half, Rockin' Requiem. Arbin's out and on the move at the outside. Turek Sealster buried third. Extravagant Art fourth. Somewhere Dancing is fifth. Into the turn, TSM Batman trails. 59-1 for the front half. On the 5/8, Rockin' Requiem by 3 parts of a length. But here comes Arbin on the outside, closing in with every stride. Racing third, Turek Sealster. Racing fourth on the outside. That's Extravagant Art. Racing fifth, TSM Batman. Somewhere Dancing is the traitor. They're into the far turn, and Arbin has them by 3/4 and 1:28. Around the far turn, it is Arbin by 3, but they're coming after him. Turek Sealster is coming after that leader. Rockin' Requiem. They're off the turn. They're on their way home in the Bob Willis Memorial. It is Arbin and Alex Hawk. Turek Sealster is second. Coming to the line. It is all Arbin. Turek Sealster second. Rockin' Requiem home third. 158 and 1/5.
Oh, a tick off the track record. Track record was 158. A tick off the track record for Arbin. You didn't cheer him home hard enough.
But he went a big mile.
He went a really big mile.
He didn't get away very well. And
the interesting thing is you could tell from that start the difference in veteran horses and 2- and 3-year-olds as they went hard to that first turn.
Yeah.
And Arbin comes home in 158-1. And it was interesting, Jeremy, as he went to that upper turn the second time around, you kind of lose sight a little bit, and all of a sudden he turned on the gas and he was up by 2.5 and opening up.
Yeah. Yep, it's a very classy horse.
So Arbin gets his 4th win of the year, the first since April 25th. Comes home a winner. It was a $17,000 purchase at the Ohio Select sale. Has now earned over $233,000. So Earl Ownings picks up his 2nd win of the day training, and Alex Hawks gets his 2nd win. All the folks sitting one row down into my right were cheering hard for Arbin. And I believe the one woman said that her husband trains Arbin. So the trainer, Earl Owings.
Back in front of the stands and moving.
And here comes Arbin.
Just a fifth of a second off the track record. Facing fractions of 29, 59 and 1, 128, Holman 158 and 1. The final half, 59 second. Here's the 7, Arbin. The 5-year-old Mako to the son of McCardle out of the Better's Delight mare. Minionians, Richard Owings of MacArthur, Ohio, owns Earl
Owings trains. Alex Hoff gets his second winner of the evening. Arbin, 158 and 1. Take the Bob Willis Memorial. Arbin returns $2.40, $3 and $2.10. Exacta 7.3, $4.40. Guanella, an even $5. Here's the way they finish. Number 1, Somewhere Dancing 6. 2, Extravagant Art 5. Number 3, Turek Houston 2. The 4 was Scratch. 5, Rockin' Requiem 3. 6, TSM Batman 4. Number 7, Arbin the winner. 158, 1/5, just a fifth of a second off the track record. 6.52, Scratch 3, 4, 1 on the bottom.
10th and final of the evening coming up next. It's up in about 10 minutes. Place, Exacta and Guanella.
So there you go, your winner of the Bob Willis Signature Series, Arbin by McArdle out of the Better's Delight mare Binions. Earl Owings, the trainer. Alex Hawk in the bike, just a fifth of a second off of the track record, which was set back in 2007 by Night Train. Always good to see a big crowd in the winner's circle getting their picture taken.
Yep. Hometown favorite right there.
So with that, we will take a break, and we will be back with our finale from the Jackson County Fair in Wellston, Ohio, and 4 will go to the gate for the final division of 2-year-old filly trotters, going for $5,795 when we return to the Jackson County Fair right after this.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year. Our expert team of boarded surgeons, sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sport horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661. Volstead, Coach K. Hanover, Slay, Ohio's top trotters stand at Dublin Valley Farms. Volstead's offspring include Sugar Instead, the 2023 Ohio 2-year-old Trotting Filly of the Year, and 2024 Ohio Sire Stakes winner Jurassic Hattie. Coach K. Hanover, the son of world record holder Walner, and Slay, the son of Chapter 7, standing his first season at Dublin Valley Farms.
Welcome back to the Jackson County Fair in Wellston, joined now by Chris Walls, the speed superintendent here at the Jackson County Fair. And gotta love, great first night of racing here.
Great first night of racing.
Oh, we gotta check and see. Are you on over there, Chris? Okay, now there we go.
Yeah, we had a great night. First night of racing tonight. 10 races, very good. There's a lot of fairs this week. It started up and running, and we still had very good fields tonight.
And you know, it's one of those nights that you don't have a lot going on at the fair on the track, pretty much just harness racing, and you had a lot of people in this grandstand. The people down here in Jackson County love their racing, don't they?
Yes, they have, and the Mutuals there a few minutes ago sent us some figures up, and it was very good tonight.
Well, that's good.
So
and
the people enjoy it.
And we got another night tomorrow night. We have 8 races starting at 6 o'clock. Can you guarantee weather like you had tonight?
Oh, yes. We're going to guarantee that because a few years ago we had a monsoon on the second night.
Well, that last race, Arbin, a local favorite, so close to breaking the track record and tying it off by a fifth of second.
That's right. He raced last week at Soda Downs, went and won 49 and 3, was fifth, and the horse that won the race went and won 49 and 1.
So you got to your track's in great shape. You guys do a great job down here.
Yes, we had the Jackson County Highway Department here They graded the track about 3 weeks ago so we could let it get solid again. And the horseman over there the last 2 days said, water it and leave it alone.
And you followed the instructions, didn't you?
Yes,
Good.
absolutely.
Well, Chris, thank you very much for stopping up. I know you're busy. Good luck the rest of tonight, and have a great card tomorrow.
Well, we appreciate you guys coming down doing this again, and I know the fans out there love watching you on the internet. And
Well,
so
we
forth.
love having the fans in the stands, so that's the important thing, too.
That's right.
So, great, Chris. Thank you. So one more race to go here, the 10th. Jeremy, why don't you give us our first horse for this race?
The first, Christian Myers is going to be. Oh. We good now? Okay. The one, Doodlebug. Christian Myers is going to drive for owner Barney Dillon out of Jerusalem, Ohio. The Jitterbug filly out of the Southwind Wrangler mare, Jenna. She's going to be a first-time starter for her. She's a homebred for Barney Dillon.
The number 2 is the only one with any experience, and those are 4 qualifiers. That's Madam Birdie. David Myers drives, trains for Blaine Maddox of Marietta, Ohio, and Charlie Hall of Hawkinsville, Georgia. This is a Volstead filly out of the Cadabra mare. Burdine Hanover has 4 qualifiers under her belt. Fastest one was the last time out, going in 2:04 at Scioto Downs, a $27,000 purchase at the Ohio Select Sale.
The 3 is Queen Catherine W. Alex Hawk back in the bike for trainer Earl Owings. Owner Richard Owings. Long Tom filly out of the Master Levesque mare, Queen of Levesque. She was bred by Midland Acres, sold at the Ohio Select Sale for $25,000. First start for her as well.
And the number 4 is Flawless Design. Cato Young drives and trains and owns this Marseille filly out of the Cadabra mare. Flawless Beauty was a $10,500 purchase at the Buckeye Classic Sale. So a field of 10, not much experience in this field except for those 4 qualifiers.
Yeah. And isn't this Doug's favorite type of race to call? Trotting fillies with 3 or 4 in it. They're probably going to be scattered out throughout. I think I could call this race.
Well, you know, it is funny. You talk to announcers. You know, we're around Doug a lot. We're around Roger Houston a lot. You know, I'm at Scioto. I talk to Barry Vickroy a lot. Bill Peters has done so many races up in the OFRC. And you talk to all these announcers, and they all have a different style and all have a different feel of, you know, how many they like to have in a race, what they want to try to do when they do call a race. But the one thing they can say is it's easier when there's more horses. There's a lot more to talk about. And you especially see that when you're at a matinee and you have an announcer and it's a 3-horse matinee field or in one break, so they're way off the pace, and then you just have the 2 and you're almost giving, you know, the pedigree of the horse while they're racing, you know, which if you got a full field, you can't really do that.
Yeah. So there's Courthouse last year. We lost a feed to the announcer. So I had kind of announced a couple races. Doug did it a couple times. I was with him.
Yep.
He would sit here and announce the race because we wasn't getting the feed from the announcer. So I did a lot. Courthouse. I'm like, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, it is. It is fun. It's funny as I was, having done baseball for 23 years, play-by-play, and I've done football and hockey. We were up a couple years ago at Richland County Fair in Mansfield. And, you know, I'm getting ready. I'm starting to set up the equipment as I'm walking. I'm working with Jay Wolf, and I'm walking up the stairs. I hear Dave Statz yell up to somebody up there, him. And they pointed to Jay, and they said, you're announcing today. And Jay went, no. And Dave yelled, no, the other guy. He said, you're announcing today. I went, what? I said, so it was the first time, got thrown in the fire. And it is. It's fun to do, and you can't be nervous. You just got to go out and do it. And, you know, and it was funny because we had done a matinee at Delaware earlier that year, and Roger Houston, you know, I just love working with Roger. Goes, you're calling this one. I said, what? He goes, you're calling it. You never know when you're going to need to call one. And Roger gave me the mic. I called it, and, you know, thought I did okay. Roger said I did. And but, you know, it's working with Roger is just, fantastic, and he has taught me so much. Great to have him with us on the Freshman Focus, and then he'll be doing some fairs for us, sitting on this side a little bit later on in the year, and he'll also be doing announcing at a lot of the fairs. So let's send it up to Doug Ballinger for our post parade.
Billy Trot, second division for $5,795, sponsored by Midland Acres, a field of 4. And these are the horses. Number 1, Doodlebug, Kristen Myers driving. Number 2, Madam Birdie with David Myers. The 3, Queen Catherine W., Alex Hawk. Number 4, Flawless Design, Cato Young in the sulky. Win place, Exacta, Quinella. They'll go to the gate in 3 minutes.
But somebody that wants to try it, it is harder than it looks. We try and get the horse's name, things like that. Grab a program or something, listen to us, write down the names, write down the drivers, and watch our replay. You just kind of do it.
It's kind of funny you say that. That's when I was growing up. I was 10, 11 years old, and I knew I wanted to be in sports broadcasting in some form. And I would sit in my room watching the television with my cassette player, and I would do play-by-play into the cassette player. I'd even went to Buffalo Braves basketball games back when they were in the NBA and sat in the upper deck and did the play-by-play like that. And you don't even need a program. You can just make up the names of the horses and have your friends be the drivers, and you can do that, and that's how you practice and get better because, when you look at our industry here in the state of Ohio, we're not getting younger.
No.
You've got guys like Bill Peters, Roger, Doug, all older guys who are doing this. The young ones, there aren't many. I mean, Brian Georges does one fair. He does his own fair. He could probably do more, but, he does that one, but there's not many of the young guys anymore.
And let me tell you, the man who has called more races than you know about, but I don't think he's ever been on the mic, Tyler Smith.
See?
At the fairgrounds.
Well, and here's something for you. Because Roger worked with Tyler early on, and before Tyler decided his career was going to be in the bike.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he would, at the fairgrounds there, his dad trained there for years. He'd grab one of his dad's race bikes. He'd take it back to the fence back here by the blacksmith shop, which was my uncle's shop, because he knew summertime, those horses were broke because Tyler would be back there. He'd tie a bale and twine to the fence, tie the bike to the fence, and he'd be back here just driving his little heart out and announcing the entire race.
There you go. Yep.
He's won more Little Brown Jugs than anybody, trust me.
Be nice someday to see him win the actual one.
Yep.
Did you see the picture of his daughter on the cover of the Buckeye Harness Horseman magazine?
I did.
Leading pen paper page into the winner's circle. Great shot by Brad Conrad at Scioto Downs of Maven after her horse won, walking the horse into the winner's circle.
And I think he got one the other night, the night of the Next Gen races. She won. But she was actually looking up at Brad, smiling.
Was she this time? Yeah, her head's kind of down this time. So, sorry, Maven, you get one cover a year. Oh, yeah, I can't remember who she bumped. We had the magazine was getting ready to go to the printer, and we had the cover shot, and I think it was one of the horses. Either an Ohio Sire Stakes horse or one of the 2-year-olds being entered in the Next Generation. Can't remember, but then when we saw that picture, we said, "No, sorry, she just won the cover."
Good deal.
So here we come from the rail out. Doodlebug, Christian Myers, Madam Birdie, David Myers, Queen Catherine W., Alex Hawk, and Flawless Design, Cato Young. Let's send it up to Doug Ballinger for our nightcap.
2-year-old filly trotters are all in behind the gate. Here they come. The rough and trotting, that's Doodlebug going right out for the lead. From the inside, Madam Birdie racing third. Queen Catherine and Flawless Design is the traitor. Straight alignment, trotting to the opening quarter. Kristen Myers, Doodlebug lead the way down the backside. Racing next, Madam Birdie. Third, Queen Catherine W. Flawless Design trails the field. Going to the opening quarter mark. On top of the field, Doodlebug and Kristen Myers. 2-year-old bay filly by Jitterbug takes him over to the opening quarter. Madam Birdie second. Queen Catherine W. third. Flawless Design. Past the quarter in 34 2/5. Round the turn to the 3/8 that go. Doodlebug showing the way. 2-hole trip belongs to Madam Birdie and David Myers. Queen Catherine W. Alex Hawk third. Flawless Design. Cato Young trail the field. Passing the stand for the first time, they come to the half, and Doodlebug is still there with a 2.5 length lead over Madam Birdie. Queen Catherine W next. Flawless Design moves to the outside. Queen Catherine W is off stride on the gallop at the half. They move into the turn. Halfway home, 108 3/5. It's Doodlebug, the leader. Madam Birdie is next. Flawless Design third. Queen Catherine W trails. Down the backside, Doodlebug will guide the fillies to the 3/4. Madam Birdie right in her back second. Flawless Design third. Queen Catherine W trails the field. They're at the 3/4 mark. It's still Doodlebug. He's trying to take them all the way. Madam Catherine Birdie is next. Flawless Design. They're into the far turn. They're by 3/4. 141 1, and it is still Doodlebug. She has got every call, but here comes Madam Birdie on the outside, and the battle's on. Doodlebug, Madam Birdie on the outside. They're matching strides as they come to the top of the stretch. It is Doodlebug, Madam Birdie on the outside. Neither will give an inch. Doodlebug on the inside on the retake. Madam Birdie is second. It is Doodlebug. Madam Birdie second, home third, Flawless Design.
So the long shot on the board wins the finale.
Really? 5 to 1.
It is a true statement, Frank. We just state the facts on here.
That is true. 5 to 1 was your long shot. Oh. Your winner, Doodlebug. Second, Madam Birdie. Third was Flawless Design. And Queen Catherine W. had just a rough trip. Right from the start, made a break. Got Alex Hawk, got her back on the trot. And then also made a break the second time she came around in front of the grandstand.
Yeah. So question Frank and I was talking about, Christian Myers, David Myers. We think it's either father, son, or uncle, nephew. So anybody on Facebook, if you can comment on that, if you're still with us,
let us know.
We'll check it out.
Well, we appreciate that.
Nephew
Thank
and
you.
uncle, Chris.
There you go.
Chris is the man. He finally speaks tonight. We need to get him in.
Well, I got it from Rita Long, nephew and uncle.
Oh, okay.
So we got people all over telling us so. Well, we appreciate that, and we appreciate all our fans who are out there watching tonight with us. And, you know, we especially like it when fans come up to us in the grandstand and thank us for doing what we do. It makes us feel good, and we do it. So had a couple of winners tonight, so it was a good evening, wasn't it?
Started here on this track about 50 years ago.
There you go. Well, congratulations on a great night.
Now,
we get the winners.
Did Earl start with Crown Time Farms, or who did he start with?
Crown Time Farms.
Okay, with Esther.
Yep. He worked for her for about 38 years. Yeah. And they had a lot of good horses over the years.
Oh, yeah, because we raced against them
and
every
she
summer.
Retired, pretty much sold everything, and then he just kind of picked it up down here.
So good.
He's trained
into the winner's circle. You want the second division 2-year-old.
Here comes our winner circle, and let's go back up to Doug.
$5. Number one, Doodlebug. 2-year-old bay filly by Jitterbug. Out of the Southwind Wrangler mare Argenta. Barney Dillon owns and trains. Kristen Myers drives the winner. The mile 2:14 for Doodlebug. Blanket by Midland Acres. Doodlebug 1260 and 720. Late double 7-1, $18. Exacta, $24. Quinella, $10.80. Number 1, Doodlebug, the winner. 2, Madam Birdie, 2. The 3, Queen Catherine W, 4. 4, Flawless Design, 3. 34 and 2, 108 and 3, 141 and 1, and the mile 2, 14, 1, 2, 4, 3 on the bottom. Well, that wraps it up for a Friday evening of harness racing here at the Jackson County Fair. Tomorrow evening, 8 races. Post time at 6. Early post time tomorrow evening at 6.
Well, that'll do it for us here at the Jackson County Fair. Great night of racing, 10 races in the books, and just a Jeremy's going to go help a fan down the stands here. So there we go. So just a great night of racing that we had here at the Jackson County Fair. 10 races tonight. We'll be back again tomorrow with another 8 races on the card. 6 o'clock the post time tomorrow. We started at 6:30 tonight, but tomorrow they'll get started just a little bit earlier at 6 o'clock, and Jeremy will be on the other side of the track as his horse will be racing. And so we'll have Michael Langer here along with Chris Santa Cantarina for the broadcast today. So, Jeremy, always a pleasure to work with you. And
I don't get to work with you very much.
No, we don't. So we got to figure that out and do some more of it, but always good. So that'll do it for us from the Jackson County Fair. So for Chris Santa Cantarina, I'm Frank Fraz, also for Jeremy Moore, who's sitting right next to me. Want to thank you for joining us. Have yourself a great rest of your Friday night, everybody, and we hope to see you at a fair real soon. Good night.
This has been Ohio County Fair Racing. Ohio County Fair Racing has been presented by Midland Acres, thestable.ca, Dublin Valley Farms, Big D Tack and Vet Supply, and the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Ohio County Fair Racing is a presentation of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.